Welcome to episode or session two, Dose. And I will stop because I can't go much farther than that. But this is session two of Emerald City Knights, Knights with a K, Green Ronin's adventure path for third edition Mutants and Masterminds. And where we left off last, an event being coined as and soon will be known as the Silver Storm occurred in downtown Emerald City. All of our players and their relative characters were placed within that downtown area when all hell started breaking loose. Windows started blowing out. The silver dust that went everywhere led us to led us into a rescue and help people kind of mode. You all kind of scrambled into. There was a building collapsing. There were people that needed to be dug out of rubble. And as you collected together, kind of as a group, moving forward with a singular purpose, taking on stragglers as you do, you had turned the corner and had seen that there were others who were also changed or altered by the storm in the same way that you were. Except they weren't trying to help anybody. They were actually destroying things and hurting people and throwing cars around and such. So we left ourselves in combat, and I believe we had gone through one round of combat. Is that right? One or two?
One or two,
yeah. One or two. Currently, at the top of the order is Steve, and you had just saved a fire engine hurling through the air. You had just saved a fire engine, teleported to it, and then teleported them down to safety. Which I believe that kind of fucked you up a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you teleported back to the starting point to kind of regroup where everybody was. No one is in sight around you, but you can certainly hear the sounds of combat. You can see the bright light of some kind of light weapon. You can hear the crashing. At this point, the noise and the crashing from the actual event has completely subsided. Now there's sounds of cars again. People have flooded into the streets. All the streets are packed in gridlock. Emergency vehicles can't get to where they need to be because of the gridlock. And you're at the top of the order, and that's where we begin.
Yeah, so what I remember from last game is I teleported to where we started before. After the fire truck, I ran up to the rest of the group, and that was just after the stairs that Mew had built and then
that's right.
off of. And then
that's
I
right.
reached at Octoman, hit him, and then I think a bus fell on me. And then I got bruised, and that might be where we're at right now, or I had just teleported back to the beginning again. So we'll say I teleported back to the beginning again.
No, I think you're right. I think you teleported back to the beginning because you didn't know where they were, and you followed the sounds of combat, and you're certainly a fast enough mover. So no, I think your sync is far more correct. Because Octoman is showing a couple of bruises on him. So you are at the top of the order.
Okay. And I think I'm under a bus. I took one bruise.
Ah, yes. That was the it was the woman wielding the stop sign.
That's right.
Who kind of has that Magneto kind of control thing, and she did the and just flipped a bus on top of you.
I'm gonna spend some time climbing out from underneath the bus. See
okay.
what I can see, because I can't see very well what's going on around me.
Right. So you have super strength. Are you just kind of peeling your way through the metal, through the layers, or how are you getting out?
I do not have super strength. So if I can't like wiggle my way out, then I guess I'll just teleport
Teleport out. Yeah.
just to the outside.
Yeah, clearly. So you are basically you're embedded in that section, which would have normally been the roof to the seats when the bus flipped over on its top. You're in kind of that space, and you're just like tin canned all around. So
So
teleporting out is a much better way to go.
if I can see out through any windows, then I can teleport out as a move action. If not, I need to
Sure.
use my specialized teleport, which takes 2 move actions, which would use my action economy.
You don't need to see a lot. You just need to be able to have some vision, right?
Yep.
Because you don't have full windows. The windows are all compressed and cracked. But looking down towards the back of the bus, you can see one of the ports is smashed, the other one's kind of open. You can see through there. That's a spot.
Yeah. So basically, my tactical teleporting is I have to be able to see it.
Yeah, you can see. In fact, why don't you Miyu? Because she can jump around. She had just gotten away. So basically Jose was fighting toe to toe with her, and when you look out the port window of the bus, you see her go pew and kind of super jump away, leaving him standing there, which means you have a perfect sight on him and you can tactical teleport there as just a move.
Perfect. That's what I do then.
Okay.
I tactically teleport there. I can't see much around there, so I'm just going to take the rest of my turn assessing kind of the situation, what's going on around it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So also on the ground still is Octoman, who has been he's been concentrating more on hurting innocent bystanders than he has actually being in the fight. And every time one of you press the fight against him, he starts sadistically hurting minions or hurting innocent bystanders to try to, no, don't hit me. You better save these guys. That kind of thing. He's beating them against walls and he's bouncing them into each other and shit. So Octoman is still basically in that mode. He's leaving a few arms free to defend and to strike with, and the rest of his arms are holding minions, as I said before. He is not like a mechanical octopus. He doesn't have like a harness with metal appendages. He looks actually like a creature and has the actual appendages growing off of him, as well as 2 of his tentacles. You can see hands that kind of peel out of 2 of his tentacles that he can use as hands and as tentacle extensions as well. In the air, you still see 2 flying bad guys. One is the female whose armor kind of floats around her body. Little chunks of metal made up of all different kinds of things, chunks of cars and pieces of doorways and all sorts of metal objects. She has a huge golden mane that flows out like 3-4 feet behind her, like huge drag race, kind of big hair. And she's wielding a stop sign. And Octoman was, when you first saw them, I'll remind you, the 2 of them were playing with their food, so to speak. Octoman was tossing the people up in the air, and she was whacking them with the stop sign. So she's still kind of up in the air. Her attention is now focused on Steve. And you, if you were around the battle scene, you saw him take a bus. You saw him get slammed to the ground with a bus and then reappear next to Jose. There is one other up in the air who is the emo who talks like this. Fear the power of Lord Etheric, or I will be the discerner of your harbinging.
I recall him saying to the floating lady that they should leave us to wither in our idiocy or whatever.
That's right.
And
that's right.
Fly away.
They're barely worth our attention. Come, Death Magnetic, away we shall go to our secret lair.
Yeah. Cringe.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so
God.
Steve, that is you. Death Magnetic is up next in the order. She will follow orders and she will make way and take her movements to fly away and for cover, which brings us to Jose, followed by Mongoose.
Okay, Jose is going to go teach Dr. Ock, or
Yeah.
whatever this guy is,
Yeah.
that he is not the only one who knows how to wrestle.
So move to Octoman. You have
But we
an
do-
unobstructed line if you're a charger, or if you can do any kind of run hits or any kind of movement related attacks. You have an
No,
unobstructed line.
I'm just going to move up there. I'm going to punch him and fast grab, and there we are. So it's going to be an all-out attack and a power attack.
Right. Octo. And this is against his dodge. So you're looking to hit a 19.
I rolled a 10. So,
Okay.
So I believe, hold on here.
Going to be 10 plus
10 plus 6 plus 5. So that should be 21.
Yeah, against his 19. So that will hit. And
then the fast grab is triggered. So we might as well resolve that. Last time I didn't hit with it. And this time I get a 10. So,
and that's against his what? The fast grab is opposed against what? His dodge or parry, or is it something else?
I believe you pick. I'm not sure for sure, but I believe it's what it is. Let me check.
Okay.
I think it has to hit him, but just a moment.
And he also has fast grab and improved grab and improved hold.
So
as
so
do I, so we're the same thing.
Dodge is dodge is for ranged attacks, parry is for close
for physical. Okay. Intimidation, close. And all right, so it sounds like that is against a 20.
If that's the case, then I do not manage to grab him. I do hit him, but I don't manage to grab him. I didn't roll.
Okay. And then he needs to roll something to determine how badly you hit him, whether you damage him or not, right?
Yeah. So
And
that should be a 21 for him.
Is that a toughness roll?
Toughness is against damage, yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, sorry, my damage is 25.
Attack checks, yeah. All right.
So that'll be a toughness 25.
I'm trying to remember how we did this.
You just roll die
you
plus
roll
toughness.
and then add his toughness.
That's all?
DC. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It seems like the game is heavily weighted towards rolling to avoid any kind of affliction.
All right, so that's a 17 on die plus 7 is a 24.
He does not. So that'll land. He had to beat a 25.
Okay.
So that'll do damage of 1 degree.
Yeah.
I'll do one bruise.
All right, so he takes a bruise.
And that's it for me.
All right, Octo gets a bruise. Each one is a -1 to rolls, is that right?
It's a -1 for resisting
the next damage.
For the next damage.
For resisting the next damage. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I think I did that right.
It doesn't start to, from my understanding, it doesn't.
He was a 9. He was a
rolls.
9 toughness, and he has 2 bruises. So I gave him a bonus of 7 to his roll. That's correct, right?
Right.
Because it's against his
-1 for each
to
bruise.
avoid the damage, right?
Yeah.
So next time it's going to be 3, so it'll be 6 next time.
Yeah.
All right, got it. Cool. All right, so Jose runs up and punches Octoman upside the head successfully. The mongoose has already left combat, and I will take her out of the order because she can boogie. She can boogie. So
How long did the
she is out. Me,
damage
you.
conditions last?
You.
Okay, so how long do damage conditions last is my question.
It sounds like a minute. They subside after a minute, right?
The conditions themselves. Okay.
I'll check.
So I don't know why I am restrained, but I am. So something has me hindered,
Is it Octomom?
and I don't recall.
Are you being held by Octo?
You got attacked, and then your shield went off, and you got thrown off your stairs.
Right, I fell off the stairs, but I don't know why I'm restrained. Because I'm dazed, I got hurt and dazed, but I'm also marked as being restrained. So something is on me.
Oh, I think when you're unconscious, you automatically get the restrained condition because you can't move, and that's how it's expressed, I think. So if you look at unconscious...
Well, I don't think I was put unconscious.
I
Were
think
you knocked out?
accidentally clicked it.
Yeah, I don't remember restrained.
I've some reason or another, I have 3 bruises, I'm dazed, and I'm restrained.
Days may only take 1 standard action.
I thought it was Ock because that's when we came to the conclusion, or rather we understood.
Restrained
He-
is
that he had
hindered
fast
and
grab and
vulnerable.
all that stuff.
Immobile if restraints are anchored.
Right, so I'm not immobile, I'm just hindered. So I can,
like a Tanglefoot bag thing, right?
yeah, I can move, I'm just slowed, and I can only take 1 action because I'm dazed. And I just don't remember what caused that condition. Something
I don't
made
either.
me. It probably was emo kid did something to me with his laser beams. I'm sure.
Let's see.
Because I wasn't engaged with anyone else at the time that I recall.
There he is. Psychic Blast is what he was doing. Psychic and Energy Blast is what he did.
That sounds like just damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know he shot one of those at me and then missed me, and I laughed at him. So that's the last thing I remember that guy doing.
I know. Yeah, I know he knocked me off my stairs. And I did manage to get up and dust myself off. I recall that as well. But then I'm not sure why this is marked. So, I mean, I can unmark it if no one remembers. But
I don't. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm dazed. Right now, Octo Guy is kind of the big problem in the area. I can take 1 action, so I will make that action an attack. So I gesture and pieces of the staircase rip apart from it and fly at the Octo Guy. This is a damage 8 attack. Let's see if I can hit. I don't have very good attacking pluses. He's not used to combat. No way. That's gonna just completely miss him with a
Okay.
7.
And there's no chance of hitting Innocence with that, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But they are, and so this attack is homing. So on my next turn, it will try to hit again. Yep.
Cheater.
Yeah.
All right.
It's only homing 1 though, so it'll try again next turn. At the beginning of my next turn, as a free action, I can keep it attacking.
Sure.
And then take another action, and that's all I can do because I'm dazed.
To Phyllis.
Okay. I think am I near Octoman? Octomom?
I believe so. I believe you
You had fainted. You fainted it. So you have a bonus to attack it, or he halves his defense against you, I think. I think that's how feint works, is that his defense is halved against your attack.
Yeah, let me check this real quick. Let's see, in play. I'm getting the hang of this Hero Lab. Feint,
Yeah.
you can use deception as a standard action to mislead your opponent. Make a deception check as your standard action as opposed. Okay, so it sounds like I have to make a deception check.
Well, you already did. You succeeded at doing that before. If your deception check succeeds, the target is vulnerable against your next attack until the end of your next round. So yeah, so he's vulnerable against your next attack, which means that he halves his defenses against your
Perfect.
attack.
So I'm going to grab his ass.
Active defenses are
I'm going
half.
to grab his ass, and here it says DC special 18. So grab +6, grab attack +8 damage. I'm going to roll D20.
Okay, so you're doing basically you're doing an unarmed strike with a
grab
grab.
attack.
Exactly.
doing
I'm going to
barehanded.
grab his punk ass.
Right.
and
So
I
it's his defense that is in half.
His active defenses are halved.
His active defenses are half, so that makes it a round up. That makes it a 15.
Sweet. I rolled 16, so I don't care about it. Oh, you can't even see it.
So
I
you
rolled
hit-
16. You gotta believe me. I'm using a new app for this because I forgot my die in the car. So I got it.
Okay.
So then you've got
And
he's
then
got a toughness
let's
check against your
see.
damage DC.
My
He's
toughness
rolling
is he has a
6.
toughness check.
That is a 9 on the die plus 6 is 15.
So what's your damage DC?
Damage DC is I believe this is 18.
Okay.
So
Okay.
It says grab DC 18.
All right.
Take a bruise.
And you've got him grabbed. So that makes him immobile, I believe.
This is Octoman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I've ripped his head off, but no, I guess not.
All right. So you
You are a bear.
Can
right
you
now.
attack?
I am.
All right. All right. Let's see. Next up in the order is Octoman.
This is round 3.
All right. Let's see. Close combat 7. He can attack either, well, pretty much everybody. Steve, Jose, Miu, you're still at range. Phyllis, so basically it's the 3 of you up close. I don't believe Jordan is within his reach. So he can attack any one of the 3 of you. He's going to attack Steve with an unarmed strike at +10. Stay on the table. A 5 + 10 is a 15. That is not going to hit.
Why is that gonna hit?
That hits that. What, your parry's less than 5?
Yep.
Oh, that does hit.
Yeah, my parry's 4.
Okay. So he has his grab, improved hold, all that kind of bullshit. So he has to make another attack roll for the grab, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And what's the difference between active toughness and passive toughness? I think I read something that you have to basically the active defense is basically your action then, right? For that round. Is that right?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's the way it works.
Versus passive defense. I haven't seen that actually. I haven't seen that yet. The DC on his damage is 18.
Yeah, that's 2 or 1, depending on. I think that I only use my passive, which is only +1.
Okay. Well, against damage, aren't you using your toughness?
Yeah, I have a 6 active toughness and a 1 passive toughness. So I think I only use a 1.
Let's look that up. That seems relevant.
don't see passive toughness on my character sheet at all.
Toughness. Toughness is not listed in the. Okay, maybe it's in this one.
Where did I just read it just like a half a second ago, but I can't find it now.
URST. Toughness. There's tough. Is that what we're talking about? Tough? 188. I don't know. That sounds like a power to me. Let's see. 188. You're tougher than you look, perhaps a good deal tougher. What is this? These are defense powers. That's not what we're talking about, right? Or is it a defense power you're talking about, Brandon?
No, it's not. I think that it comes into.
Does anyone else have active or passive toughness?
I have in Hero Lab it shows
I might.
/1. So I think that is how that is portrayed.
Yeah, mine, I don't have it.
I am not sure. All right. Well, we'll figure it out and come circle back to it. Well, if anybody finds any info.
Yeah, I have toughness. As an impervious defense, impervious toughness.
Yeah, I mean, I also have impervious protection, but I don't see any like slashes or illustrations in.
Looking at impervious defense, impervious
So
toughness.
When you look at your
when I look at my abilities
when you look at your abilities, it's like dodge, parry, fortitude, toughness, will, and toughness is only a single number.
Yeah, it just says 5.
Yeah, same. Mine's a single number as well.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if you have a power or something that keeps
it's an advantage. It's a defensive roll. You can avoid damage through agility and roll with an attack. You receive a bonus to your toughness equal to this, but it's considered an active defense similar to dodge and parry. So you lose this bonus whenever you're vulnerable.
So when you're grabbed, because you're vulnerable, then it doesn't work.
I see. So you just lose the bonus to it. So normally,
Yeah. You don't lose your toughness; you just lose the bonus.
So that's is it a +4? Is that like you've got 5/1? So no, if you're mobile, then you have 5, but if not, then you have only 1. Is that the way?
I think so. So if he was just punching me and I was taking punch damage, then it would be the
5.
6.
But since he grabs you and his damage is from the grab.
But he's not immobile until after the grab. So I don't know.
But yeah, either way, it's your call, Mike. I don't have heartburn either way.
Okay.
So let's say he grabs me and he beats the shit out of me.
Okay, so his DC 18 was the damage.
So
was
this
his
is a
damage.
double hit. Or 2 bruises.
Okay.
So one bruise and 2 degrees. So you're dazed.
Smack. All right, and that ends Octo because he's also held by
the bear.
Phyllis, so he's not moving anywhere. That brings us to Jordan in the count.
So is that our only current hostile target?
Octo and Lightshade or Light Show, the guy with the laser beam power.
Okay.
He's also on the ground, but he's moving around and hiding and
he hasn't
poking out,
us yet.
firing, and then hiding again. He's not making himself an easy target.
Okay. So
AKA mechanically, you would have to ready up to kind of wait for him, you know.
Okay, so here's a question. So I have a telekinesis thing that says move object.
Yep.
Right. And I've read through this, and it says you can't use it to attack. Does a person count as an object though?
No, a person's a person. A person is a target.
Okay.
And you can't use it to attack directly, but you can pick something up with it and attack with the object that you picked up.
Right.
Okay, so I can do that. Cool, because it says, and the reason because it says you cannot inflict damage directly, you cannot punch or crush objects with it.
Yeah.
But I can pick up an object and heave that at it. Okay, thank you. That was the thing, because I'm like, because otherwise, how is this offensively useful? That's
you
what
can
I was
make
like.
you can make a ranged attack by throwing an object with it, or you can, if it's within your range, then you can pick something up and clobber them with it.
Right. So what I'd like to do, if I can target this guy, and I'll ready up the light show guy, is pick up something that weighs approximately 1,600 pounds and see if I can drop it on him.
While he's holding me, I love it.
No, not the
on the laser guy, on light show.
On the laser
guy.
Just crush them all.
So I don't know what weighs 1,600 pounds. So is it like a VW or something, like a small car?
I would say a bus stop. A bus stop enclosure probably weighs 1,600 pounds.
I would drop a bus stop enclosure on a jerk like that. Yeah, no, I like the way you think.
So make a perception check for me.
And he shouts, "Don't miss your bus!"
Versus his stealth.
Okay, so what's perception? I've got.
It's under the skills.
Yeah, it's in your skills. And his deception's a +6. All right, so he's trying to be deceptive.
I'm trying to find perception. Mine is a +4, and so that's just a 20, and then a 4. Yeah. Yep. 15.
A 15.
All right. So a 19 actually. 15 + 4. 15 on the dot.
So you were able to track him for a while, but it's been a while. Okay. The last time you saw him clearly is when he fired at Miyu, and then he ducked under. And it's like you're watching other things go around. You're not exactly sure where he's going to pop out from. You could pick up your bus. You could pick up your bus stop and hold it up in the air and just wait for him to surface.
Right. I was just saying that's what I want to do is ready up and then drop it on his ass as soon as he shows up.
Okay.
That's the plan. Outstanding.
Done. All right. So you're readied up for that. Yep. He is taking himself out of combat. All right. So. All right, so here's how this goes. He's going to pop up and shoot you at the same time that you're going to slam him.
Okay.
And he's got a bit of a jump on you. You're kind of like in your left periphery, you see a sudden surge of light, and you're like, oh, shit. And you're already being shot by a beam, right?
Okay.
It is a surprise shot. It is a surprise. You did not see it coming.
Okay.
So range combat laser blast. Okay. So that is a 14 plus 9 is against your toughness, or against your dodge rather.
Do I have to roll, or is it just against my dodge period, or do I roll?
Yeah, it's your dodge. It's your dodge plus 10 against what did I say? 14, and he's plus 8, so 22.
Well, my dodge plus 10 is 18, so I can't beat that unless I get to roll.
Okay, no, the first one isn't a roll, so he definitely hits you.
Okay,
he hits you. Now
my toughness, I've got a shield up, right? And it's got impervious, so I don't know what that means other than I'm a toughness of 16 with an imperviousness against something.
Impervious means that effects that are of a power level that is less than half, that's half or less than your impervious level, do not go through.
This is power level 8.
So it's unlikely you have impervious of 16.
But my toughness is 16 with the shield up. So is that something?
So if you mouse over toughness, it'll show you what your impervious level is.
Okay, mousing over impervious 8, normal 8, impervious 8.
So I believe that means that if it's 4, anything that's does 4, has a power level of 4, wouldn't even would never do anything to you.
Right. Right.
But
Because
otherwise,
he has an 8, right?
but otherwise, it doesn't really do anything.
So you're impervious against power level 4 and below.
Here. Here it says a defense with this modifier is highly resistant. Any effect with a resistance difficulty modifier equal to or less than half the impervious rank rounded up has no effect.
Right. Cool.
What?
All right.
So what does that mean in English?
For example, impervious toughness 9
Okay.
ignores any damage with a rank of 5 or less.
Okay.
You
So
have
I'm impervious 8.
Right,
So-
which means you ignore 4 and below. This is a power level 8 attack, so you're not going to ignore it. But you still have a toughness of 8, which
I have a
means
toughness of 16 because I have a shield up.
uh,
Because I have a force field up.
Yeah, I
Which
get it.
doubles my toughness.
oh, okay.
Okay, so you have 16 plus, so you're making a toughness check. So you roll your d20 plus that toughness.
Plus the 16.
Yeah.
Okay. 16 and 16, so
32.
32.
So
So that's no effect.
Yeah.
All right.
Balances right off your shield.
And now we have to resolve your dropping a
Bust
dropping
up
a
on
bust up on him.
Okay. What
So
do I do for that?
that's against his, we have to roll to hit him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's against
do
his
you
dodge.
have
So
a
move object
range?
5. It says accurate 4 plus 8. So is it that just means a d20 plus 8?
Right. So you use a skill to attack. So you do use a ranged combat skill.
Telekinesis?
Yep. So if you have ranged combat telekinesis, then that's exactly what you're using. So you
Okay.
roll a d20 and
Against a 22
you add that.
is his dodge.
Right, but I'm doing a 20 and then the plus 8, right?
Yeah.
Whatever your ranged combat skill is, that's what you're adding.
Yeah, whatever telekinesis range attack says as the bonus on your sheet.
Bonus on my sheet says accurate 4 colon plus 8. So assuming that's it, I rolled a 19 on the die plus 8, 27.
Okay, that'll hit.
So now he needs to make a toughness check against your damage DC.
His toughness is 3. So that's a 14. And how much damage do you do with your telekinesis attack?
I don't see that anywhere. That's what I'm looking for.
It is the damage is the
Power level?
power level plus 15.
Huh? No, that'd be too high.
Yeah,
if it's power level plus 15, it's 29.
That,
Yeah.
that would be way too high.
no, it's always 15. If you look at the damage
No, Casey.
power, look at the what's it called? Is it called damage? Damage, yeah. Damage power is damage rank plus 15. You're using a thrown object, so you would use the thrown object damage numbers.
Where do I
which
see
is-
that?
That I believe is under the range table. It has a list of.
So we've been doing the toughness rolls wrong again. We've been doing plus 10.
Oh no, yeah,
plus
no, it's
10.
not.
It's plus
Dodge
10
is
to the
dodge
attack.
is plus 10.
So,
or
I'm
attack
sorry,
is
where am
plus
I
10,
looking
yeah.
again? Well,
So there's the range table. Underneath the range table, I'm trying to find it right now.
I have no clue where that is even.
It's under the basics section, rates and measurements. All right.
I have no idea where
Throwing,
you
let's
are.
see, throwing distance. No, it's just the distance. Where's the damage?
What tab are you on?
Based off the mass, right? The damage.
Yeah.
See, when I look at attacks, I see throw plus 2 DC 15, bludgeon crit 20. But no, telekinesis move object says plus 10 DC 15.
Your rank in that power is 5, right?
No, it's 14.
You can't have a 14 rank.
Okay, then I
Hey,
don't understand what the
you-
ranks mean then.
It can't be higher than your power level. The power level of that power is what?
Okay, cost per rank, total cost, total.
You can
I
have
don't
a
know.
higher
I don't know
rank.
where. I'm not sure where I'm supposed to look. Where am I supposed to look?
It should say right next to the name, so it'll say like the
Okay,
name
telekinesis,
of the thing.
move object 5.
There you go. So it's rank 5.
5.
Okay, rank
All right,
5.
so it's rank 5. So it is his toughness versus 5 plus 15, which is 20.
Oh, 14 must have been the number of points.
20. He rolled a 13.
And there's something also, because when you throw something, because it's not actually a damage ability, he's using the ability to throw something, and I'm trying to find, because there are rules for thrown object damage, and I'm not sure where they are.
1,600 pounds. Size, rank modifiers.
Let's see.
Check results other than degree. So you're saying it's not a power level 5 attack when he throws a 1,600-pound object at someone?
I don't believe so. I'm not
Oh.
100% certain, but because it's not a damage power, and the damage power is what
Okay.
gives you that 15
Ranged
plus.
Ranged weapons include both thrown and projectile weapons. Thrown weapons are strength-based, adding the wielder's strength rank to their damage rank.
Okay.
So in this case, you would probably use the telekinetic strength.
Right.
5
Which is 5.
to 15, which is 20.
Okay.
Adding that
He
to
rolled
your
he rolled a
damage rank?
13, so he missed it by 7, which is going to be
What
one
page are you
failure.
seeing that on? What was the?
Let's say 219 and the PFD.
Okay.
It's actually
219.
page number 218.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I just
he-
wanted to
He
read
failed
it.
by 7, so he takes 1 bruise.
Adding the
Ranged
wielder's
weapons,
strength
okay,
rank to
here we
their
go.
damage rank. Okay, so that's assuming that you have the damage power, is the way that the weapons are listed.
So we don't use this, or we are using this? I'm confused.
Let me
This is just saying that if it's a thrown projectile weapon.
right,
It's
which
just
is
a
which is
thrown
not,
weapon.
because he doesn't have the damage.
So we
Power.
have to say this is an
It's improvised.
Improvised
Yeah,
weapon, right?
it's an improvised weapon. That's what it says in the power description.
Okay.
But I don't know where that rule is, where improvised weapon rules are.
Thrown objects. There's one of those.
Well, fair enough. If it changes the number more than 7, whatever you guys find out, for right now, I'm just going to let it stand as 1
Okay.
bruise. You crash it on top of his head, you smashed him, you did a bruise. If it ends up that he takes if it could possibly change the math by 7, then he won't take a bruise. But either way,
Reaction of laughing.
same.
Got to do that. So
All
yeah,
right,
laugh at the guy.
In one of the example character sheets, it has thrown objects generic as an offensive attack, and it says ranged, and it gives the damage of the strength. So I think it should just be the damage of the telekinesis,
So
right?
it would just be the telekinesis, not plus anything.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Seems really weak, but
Yeah, that doesn't seem fun at all. It's like you're telling me I drop 1,600 pounds on a guy, and it's only a 5 versus a 20. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, no, a damage resistance check is still added to 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Your damage is only 5. You're only doing 5 points of damage.
And you add that to 15, which is
But you add that to 15 to do the math. Versus his
Okay, I
tough-
thought you were saying like just the 5 without the 15. I'm like, that seems like some bullshit. So that's where I was like, wait a
So,
minute, I'm not a fan
your
of that.
effective
No.
your effective strength for lifting and moving objects with the effect is equal to your rank, which means that your effective strength is also what you're using to throw it. So
Right.
a thrown object does damage equal to your strength plus, I don't think it's 15, it's plus something else, because you punching someone does.
Right, but that's punching. I mean, to me, this would be the same thing. So let's use Jose as an
Here.
example, right? If you were able to pick up something right at 1,600 pounds and throw it,
So it
right?
does say
This is
here-
no different than me doing that. I'm just not doing it with my
Right.
hands. I'm just doing it with my brain.
Right. And
Right.
it says here, objects thrown into targets as attacks base their damage off your power rank as if it were your strength rank.
There we go. Perfect. So
All right.
we were doing
So
it
we did
right.
it
There. Yeah, we did it
So we
right.
did it
Okay.
Okay, good to know.
Fantastic.
Good to know.
Outstanding.
Good to know.
And I
That's
laughed in
one of
his
those
face as I dropped the bus stop on
It
him.
seemed like those rules were stashed in multiple places.
Yeah.
Made it hard to put them all together. So
because it's the question is like, well, how much damage does a thrown object do? Where's that
Right.
rule? It's somewhere.
it should be listed with telekinesis
But it's not.
specifically, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's in the powers book that way.
Well,
Maybe.
or it should just be listed as any thrown object. This is how you calculate that.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
All right, top of the order is Steve.
Okay, and I'm grappled right now, right?
Think so?
I think so.
Okay, I'm going to use my. We'll try a specialty power here. I'm going to try my aging affliction.
Okay.
Okay, so this is an affliction. I'm grappled already, so let's. It requires an attack, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably, I have to touch them. That's how I interpret that. But
Yeah.
what
You have to
should I
touch.
roll?
You have to touch them with intent, not just be held by them. but you
Yeah.
have to-
Yeah, so I grab onto him. That's
Okay.
roll.
And you would think you'd get some kind of bonus because he's holding you already, right?
Yeah, but that's okay. Maybe he can control where my hands go. It's not a huge deal. So
It's against his parry is a 19.
So I rolled a 17, and let's see, my skills. Close combat is +6,
That'll hit.
so that hits.
Yep.
So he has to.
What's your damage DC?
There's no damage.
Okay.
So this causes an affliction. Basically, I'm sucking time out of him, and he's aging because of it.
So he makes a resistance check.
It's it's resisted by will DC 15 because it's only affliction 5.
Will. Okay. So it's just D20 plus his will.
Yeah.
3 plus 6 is 9.
So he didn't beat 15?
He did not.
Okay, so he now is he's aged. So the effects on that. Okay, the effects on that are he is fatigued, hindered, dazed, and vulnerable.
All at the same time.
All at the
great.
same time. It's also so it causes permanent aging.
Nice.
It's also incurable, which doesn't actually mean it's incurable. It's
Right.
just like
Fatigued,
a threshold
hindered,
level.
dazed, and what? What was the fourth
he
one?
is Fatigued, hindered, dazed, and vulnerable.
Okay.
Right. So
And
unless he
Jose's
has
about to knock this
persistent
guy out, so-
regeneration.
Hindered, recover after
gonna be
1
funny.
hour. Hindered is movement speed at -1. Dazed is single action. And vulnerable is active defenses are halved, rounded up. Defense in half. All right.
And I'm just going to let him continue to hold me grappled.
Okie dokie.
I'll do it again, I swear.
That's worth it. It was worth it.
All right. Jose is up in the order, followed by Miyu.
Okay, Jose is going to cock up halfway to Jesus and punch Dr. Ock, and we'll see how that works.
All right, so his defenses are in half. That's his parry rounded up, so you're throwing against a 15.
All right, I'm power attacking and I'm doing all my
He
stuff.
is in his very hindered, vulnerable, dazed condition.
In his face starts to get old and wrinkly, like the very beginning of Indiana Jones, where the guy's face starts to melt off.
The wetness of his tentacles kind of dries and gets a little crackly as he looks like an
So
old
sad.
octopus.
Yeah, well,
It's an octopus out
Anyway.
of water.
Don't eat that calamari.
so I'm adding what am I adding for my attack?
Close
here?
combat, you're doing a combat roll versus 15.
Well, I rolled a 3
Okay.
and I have a 10. So that's not, oh no, I got my power attack going on. So that's that all of an attack. So that's okay. So that'll be 10, 5, 3, that's 18. That'll hit.
Okay.
Let's see if the
And your damage is, let's see, he has
he's got 50.
bruises, 3 bruises. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 bruises. So he's at -4 to his toughness, which is only +3. And he rolls a 17, +3 is a 20.
So yeah, he's good. My grapple, on the other hand,
Yep.
is a 19. That's going to land.
Oh,
So
sure.
so that's a 19 plus 29. Yeah, I'm going to get that mofo.
So you have him. The bear has him.
Yeah, I got him,
He's got Steve.
and I have improved grapple, so I still got a hand free to beat him over the head. I'm done.
Okay. Moving on to Miyu, followed by
right.
Phyllis.
I guess I'll throw more weight at that tentacle bro.
You
Just make
can
sure
start with a
he's-
perception check if you
sure.
like.
I would like. That is a 23.
Okay, so everyone's kind of concentrated on Octoman at the moment. There's a bit of a super clusterfuck in the middle. But Jordan, you can see where Jordan and the laser guy Light Show have they've kind of paired off a little bit out away from the battle, and you watched caught it out of the corner of your eye. You watched the Light Show guy hit Jordan pretty centered with a laser beam that didn't affect him, and then he picked up a bus stop and dropped it on him. And he wasn't completely incapacitated by it. You saw him kind of stepping away from the rubble a little on the stun side. You are able to see Light Show's position currently right now.
Okay.
He is
So-
not stealth to you. His
Great.
cover is between himself and Jordan.
Okay. Excellent. Then what I will do is, as a free action, I will check the homing attack against the octopus, because that's still attached to him. That is probably not, no, that's only an 11, so that would be very surprised if that hit his dodge.
Octoman's dodge?
Yeah.
His defenses are in half, so that's a 15.
Okay, so that'll miss. And then I'll turn my attention to Light Show and tear more chunks off of the staircase and launch those at him.
Okay.
I have an 800-foot range, so as long as I'm within range.
Yeah, oh yeah, you're within range. Against his 22.
Okay. I'm just rolling like shit right now.
He's
So that,
wiry.
yep, no, that'll miss. They'll fly by him and curve up and around to come right back, and
Okay.
that's all I can do.
All right.
That's me. Spacebar.
All right. To Phyllis. Phyllis, you are in a grapple with the Octoman.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw him now. Now that I got his ass, I'm gonna throw him.
It's gonna be hard to do because there's 3
Well,
other grapples
oh,
involved. You'd
that's
have to
right,
if you could
everybody's
pick up
fine.
everybody, you'd have to
Yeah,
pick.
I don't want to throw. Or am I holding on to Steve as well?
Screw it.
Octoman,
Throw all of them.
God.
Throw all of them.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Jose has Octoman. You have Octoman. Octoman has Steve as well as one innocent bystander still.
It's an Aquaman orgy.
So you'd have to pick up the lot in order to throw them. If you'd have to be that strong.
I am that strong, actually. Let's see. I saw that somewhere. How strong I am to throw them, but I don't want to throw my teammates here. These perfect strangers at this point. The Taco Man. Good question. Shit. Do I just keep holding him? And
You
then
could
count
just
on.
keep beating on him too. Grappling
Yeah,
means you have a hold of him with at least one arm, and that leaves one free to be pounding.
I'll just keep smashing on him.
Okay.
I think that's counted as unarmed. That's
It is.
unarmed bludgeoning.
Versus a 15 is what you're rolling against.
Okay. Garbage. 3 plus 8. Is there anything else I can add to this?
Don't think so.
What about the
That's
hero
garbage.
point thing? Can you reroll? Is that the
Ooh,
hero points?
yes, I
can you
can.
use
Use
those?
a
Yep.
hero point.
All right, let me knock that down then. I've got 0 hero points left.
So you can.
Oh, I got an
Reroll
18.
any one
Yeah.
die and take the better of the 2 rolls.
I hit it. I hit 18.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, good call. Thank you.
And he
So that's
is
interesting.
a 3 right now. So that is a 19 plus 3 is a 22. So I believe he doesn't take additional bruises on that hit.
Let's see.
What's your damage? What's your damage on your hit?
The damage on the hit is let's see. I rolled an 18, and plus 18 and 8 is 26.
No, not on the 2 hit. What's your damage? How much damage do you do for the unarmed strike?
Good question. Hang on. Damage plus 8.
8. All right. So
15
DC
plus
18,
8,
he rolled a 21, so no additional bruises. So you hit him, but you know, it's a bit of a piggy pile in the middle right now. So it's a little tough. Okay, and you're maintaining your grapple. Do you have to roll to maintain your grapple as well?
Good question. Let me find
I
out.
think it's a free action.
Is it?
Grab attack, bludgeon. You can make a grab attack to restrain or bind your opponent. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about needing to re-roll. At least not here. I can look elsewhere. Hang on.
Grab. Okay. Let's see here. You can end a grab as a free action. If you're unable to take the free action to maintain the hold, the target is automatically released. So it's free action to maintain.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Fantastic. Let's see. It is Octo's turn. Octo is going to.
Oh, interesting. So just a quick point of order here. Since maintaining a grab is a free action, you can take a standard action to inflict your strength damage to a grab target on subsequent turns after the grab is established. So you do not need to make a attack check in order to hit. You are already hitting. You just give them a squeeze and they roll their defense, their toughness.
All right, good to know. Good to know. All right, so Octo is going to use his one attack against the minion. And he will monologue. He'll monologue. You can pile on me all you want. It'll never stop me from doing evil. And he just and will stack the minion. Will stack the person into a mailbox head first.
He is going to have a really bad next round. I'm just telling you.
And that is a 14.
Jose's bad.
Armed is
doing
8.
evil.
So he's definitely gonna hit. Let's see. Minions. I believe minions only get a toughness of 1. So let's see. So that's 1 plus 1. All right. So he monologues for a moment. He says, "It doesn't matter whether you catch me. We will persevere." And he takes his tentacle with the person in it and just goes right into the mailbox and kind of lets go of the body, and it stays, in that upright kind of space with the head buried down into the metal.
I don't think this scene is in accordance with the comic book code, sir.
No, it is not, which is how we're going to keep it. Damn it. Jordan, you are up.
All right. So you said that little light show guy was hiding in the rubble and whatnot.
You dropped the bus stop on him.
Right.
You have not seen him emerge from it, but there's enough rubble and stuff there that he could easily be completely concealed behind it. What you did see is you saw Miyu kind of take 4 or 5 of her created stairs out of wood that's in the middle of the battlefield and just shrapnel that shit on top of his position.
Gotcha.
You didn't see him get hit, but presumably he's still in that general area.
Right. So as a move action, I am going to fly up 30 feet directly above my current position and just hover and look for this guy, and then ready up another large, piece of concrete to slap him around with when I see him.
Okay.
Show up.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. How did I do that again? Perception.
It's a skill. D20 plus your perception skill bonus.
Yeah, it's just fine. I just remember where the bonus is. Okay, the bonus is 4. And I rolled an 8, so 12.
Okay. So the kind of bus stop that you slammed on top of him is like the metal frame style with the built-in bench and the solid sides. When you smashed it down on top, all of the sides broke out, and there's still like advertisement kind of posters hanging in there on the sides, but it's basically all blown out. When you flew up and got a better angle, you could see multiple light shows. There were 3 or 4 of them, and it looked like he was multiplying under the cover of the bus stop.
Did I have a sense of I saw them when there was multiples there, so I didn't see which one was the original?
When you got the angle on him, there was 4, then
Gotcha.
5, then 6, then 7. It's happening before your eyes.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's your move action.
Yep.
Does kicking on your power of flight cost you your action, or is that part of your move?
Flight's a move unless it's something weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
if
don't
it's,
think
it's connected to an alternate, then it would be a move and a free action.
Okay.
But I don't know how it is.
It's
So-
telekinetic levitation, flight 4.
Yeah, so that's a move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's your move. You lift yourself up into the air. You still have an action.
Yep. So I'm gonna pick up a thing. So you said there's 7 of them.
But yeah, when you 4, 5, 6, they're multiplying.
I'm gonna pick up a thing and you know, heave it at them, kind of you know, centering on, you know, shooting for the center of the kind of, you know, which aiming for the one in the center mostly, but you know,
Okay.
something big enough hopefully that, you know, like a big you know, block of concrete or something, so maybe I can hit a couple of them.
There wouldn't be a free block of concrete that that is anywhere close by here. But
Okay.
what there is one of those cluster of mail FedEx kind of package kind of boxes, and this one's already detached from the ground. You can see the post, the threaded post sticking up out of the ground where it was damaged, where it got ripped from its housing, and it's just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, no, if that's got a few hundred pounds on it, I'll pick it up and throw it at them.
Yeah, I would say it weighs between a 4 and a 5, so it's somewhere between 800 and 1600.
Okay.
It's, you know,
Yeah, the bigger the better as far as that's
call it
concerned,
1,000.
so.
Call it 1,000 pounds.
All right.
You know, and
so-
it's right there. Boom.
Gotcha. Okay, so how did we do this last time? I've forgotten already.
You did your ranged thrown attack, which I believe was an
Plus
8 total. Yeah, so D20 plus 8
D20 plus
versus his dodge plus
8.
his.
Ooh.
So
I
20.
rolled a 20
that's a
on the dice. So it's
probably
a
a
28.
Okay, and he was modified up to a 26, so that will hit. A natural 20 on the die on an attack always hits no matter what the target's defense is. If the attacker's total check is enough to hit the target's defense, you add 1 of 3 effects. Increased effect, added effect, alternate effect. If the attacker's total attack check is enough to hit the target's defense, which it was.
Which it was. So you can
add
increase
1
to your power level for the attack, basically.
Increase effect plus 5 bonus to your attacker's effect rank.
Plus 5. Okay.
Added effect adds another effect of your choice with a resistance of DC 10 or 15 for a damage effects against a target, which must make a separate resistance check. And then the third one is an alternate effect. The attacker can choose alternate effect for the attack without using extra effort.
Cool.
Dang.
So what's
So the
Jordan gonna
easiest-
do with that?
The
Easiest is
easiest
just
for you
add
to
more
do is
damage.
do an increased effect,
Okay.
which means your power level 5 becomes a power level 10 as far as damage, right? Right?
I like it.
Yeah. So 10 plus 15 is a 25 versus his toughness.
Right. Now, what I don't know, which we have to come back to, is right, there were multiple of these guys. I hit one of them at least. I don't know which one it was. Right. Or if that matters. So you have to figure that out. Because you said at the point I did this, there were 7 of them and growing. So
Yes, correct. And that resolves on his toughness side. So you brought the thing crashing down in the middle of all the duplicates, right? So now your damage is a 25 against his enhanced defense of 30. So he's got let's see. Hold on. He's got a dodge of 12.
Well, he already got hit, so.
Okay, and then a defense of 20. So the defense of 20 adds to his toughness of 3, which is 23 to his roll. Right?
He has a
Right?
23. He has a plus 23.
He has a
Yeah,
what's his
because his
toughness?
illusions are a force field. He
Right.
casts his illusions as a force field. So they're
Got
not
it, got it,
actually
got it.
just duplicates. They're
Okay.
protected. So
Okay.
a 23 onto only a 2 is a 25. So what does that mean?
Well,
He's-
what was his toughness? Was
It was a 25.
So he gets 1 bruise,
He gets a bruise.
right?
Nice. So you managed to bruise him through his force
I
field
think.
with a critical hit.
Which is it? I don't know who is preferred with Is it always the roll is preferred when it comes to ties, or is it all? I don't know. Different games do that differently.
I don't know how the ruling's going to go, but I'm going to call it because it was a critical hit that it goes to the attacker.
Okay.
I'll take it.
And that's his second bruise.
Let's see if I can find defense.
That's awesome.
Yeah, take it.
That's fucking awesome. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Anything else? You
Yep.
moved, you slammed the thing on him.
Yep. I'm going to stay where I'm at, basically levitating about 30 feet up.
Okay. You see the 7 or 8, he's up to 8 different light shows, and they run in all different directions. They just basically go in every different direction, leaving kind of a streaky, kind of a flash, kind of a smear of color behind him as he goes.
Yeah, like cockroaches.
All right. Top of the order is Mastermind. Steve.
So it looks like for future reference, the roll succeeds on ties.
The roll.
Right. So when you're making a DC check, if the
So
result-
a toughness roll made
Right.
to avoid being hit. So yeah, I
because
stand
if-
by it.
Yeah, no, I think your choices make sense, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying that it says if the result equals or exceeds the difficulty class, the effort succeeds.
That's awesome. Yeah. So I would set precedence if that's not a rule. I think critical hits should on a tie win.
Yeah.
For better or
It's
for
a
worse.
crit.
You punched him you hit so hard through his force field that
That
it's
nothing
still,
happened. Yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
seems really fun. Yeah. You hit him so hard that nothing happened. Wait, what?
Right. You hit him so hard that he wasn't going to leave the battlefield. He was here till the end, and you rang his bell so hard he's like, okay, maybe not. All right, so Steve, you are still grappled. There's a
So
cluster tile of bears and luchadors and yourself. There was a minion involved, but sadly she has been killed. And he's monologuing like it sounds like he's about to give up.
Oh, he's about to do more than that.
Okay.
So that affliction is a progressive affliction, so he needs to roll the check again.
Okay. And
I
what's
was
the
gonna
check?
say, dude's still getting older. He just doesn't realize it.
Yeah, that's a 15.
Will, right?
Yep.
Let's see. Octo's will is there it is. And he fails again.
So now he is disabled, exhausted, stunned, and immobile.
Okay.
Now you can turn him loose and let Phyllis throw him.
Well, it doesn't matter. I don't even
Whoa,
have to-
hold on. Does that mean the octopus guy is stunned? Is that what I heard?
You
He's
heard that correct.
immobilized.
You heard that correct.
Awesome.
and immobilized.
And
Well,
it's-
he's
it's
Jose's about to have a
He
good
is-
time with this guy.
he is on the tee.
Got her up.
Yep.
Impaired. Say the four. Say it again.
yeah, so disabled,
Disabled is -5 on checks. Okay.
exhausted,
Where the fuck is exhausted? Impaired and hindered, recovered after 1 hour of rest. Impaired. He was already hindered. So impaired is -2 more on penalty checks. All right. So that's
And
-7.
and he is stunned.
-7 on checks.
Yeah, stunned is the biggie.
Yeah.
And
And immobile.
cannot take actions. Okay.
And he's immobile.
He's about to be KO'd.
It sounds like he already is.
No, for real.
No, yeah,
No.
he's got one thing left. So
Yeah.
Well, the next round, if he fails his next save, it's dying, transform, incapacitated, unaware. He's just
he won't get to the next round because
Yeah.
I can put it incapacitated right now.
Yeah.
So
I thought you just said he was incapacitated.
no, he can't move.
He's
immobile.
He's
stunned,
immobile.
disabled, exhausted. Incapacitated is the next one.
Yeah.
They have so many different conditions in this game. You got to keep. Oh,
yeah.
straight.
Unaware.
Luckily
very
on the
similar.
map,
Incapacitated, I don't think is the next step.
Yeah, it's after stunned. It's dazed, stunned, incapacitated.
Okay. All right.
and then I'm gonna try and break out of the grapple. However, I do that. I don't know what I do there.
You don't
It's
have to.
It's an escape check. Oh,
Well, you don't have to. He can't maintain the grapple. That's an action.
Oh, okay.
It's a free to
that's-
maintain a grapple,
He can't take actions.
but if he can't take any actions at all,
Cannot take actions is stunned, which means he can't even take a free action.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
So
fair.
he can't maintain a grapple, so you're no
Yep.
longer grappled.
stunned characters cannot take any actions, including free actions.
Okay. So then I kind of drop to the ground because this ability is tiring for me. So I'm like really exhausted. This is-
Okay.
Weren't
So
you
that's my
already
turn.
super exhausted when you came here? Man, you're just
Yeah,
like
it's,
freaking bushed.
He's dragging it
I'm-
out.
Right now, I'm fatigued, hindered, and vulnerable as well. So it's like take him down. I'm going down. You're going down with me.
You flop to the ground and you're kind of crawling away, going.
And there's like the blue shimmery still. of the-
You'll need a nap. This guy will need a nursing home. Best case scenario.
Yeah. So and it's very visual. Like the energy is pulling out of him and sucking into me this shimmery life energy.
Nice.
Okay. Emergency vehicles do manage to push into this section finally. There are a few police vehicles that are pulling onto the scene, as well as some kind of a first responder official looking kind of government vehicles are also pulling up on scene as well. Are you done, Steve?
Yeah. That
All right.
used up all of my action economy.
All right, we are unless there's anything you specifically want to do, we are out of the order. There's no one left other than Octoman to be there, but you can certainly take your last actions if there's something that you still
I
want to do.
will do my last action on Octo. So the luchador who has him in the grapple is now
Signature
going to.
move.
Yes, it is. It is now going to be the chokehold. So I've got him in the sleeper, and because I've got improved grab, I can still act with my other hand. So for cinematic purposes, I'm going to pivot, and instead of punching him in the face, I'm going to use the planet to punch him in the face, and I'm going to slam his face down into the ground. And so he may take 1 or 2 more bruises, but more importantly, he has to give a con check at 11. It's a support check at 11. If he fails, he goes incapacitated.
Okay, and he's at -8 to his rolls.
Yeah.
You said it's a what kind of check?
Fortitude?
It's a fort check. I've got him in a choke, so he can't breathe. So it's a fort check. It's 11 this turn, 12 the next.
10
So forth.
-8, so he's +2 on his fort check. Oops. That is a 3 + 2 is a 5.
So he's
He's out like a light.
incapacitated. So I
Nice.
smash his face to the ground, and he kind of drops unconscious.
And then I throw him.
I'll step away and I'll help Mr. Stevens up.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Gonna start.
You are Mr. Stevens, by the way, right? Because you're
Steve Stevenson.
You're an important customer to tie, so you're Mr.
Yeah.
Stevens.
Yeah.
Can
Are
I
you
can
okay,
I throw
Mr.
his
Stevenson?
dead, lifeless body away just because I have a throwing distance of
Just chuck it.
I don't even have to roll. That's a free action, 25 tons. Let's see, he doesn't even weigh that much. I'm gonna throw him 120 feet just because I'm so fucking pissed off.
Also, he needs to make another check against that affliction.
Oh, I think he's just out. He's unconscious, isn't he?
Yeah, but the affliction didn't stop because of that.
Why would you keep it going?
It's progressive. I don't have to do anything to keep it going.
You don't want to kill him, do you?
So you're going to kill him?
No, I mean, if he misses his save, yeah, he's dying.
The affliction's going to kill him.
That's a
Technically,
terrible way for a hero to start his career, is to kill
It
someone.
is.
Ugh.
Like,
Come on, the cops are here.
I don't think I have a
take it away.
choice. I don't think I have a choice.
Come on, Mr. Stevens. He needs a fair
What's
trial.
the power? What's the power
it's
called?
affliction.
It's a progressive affliction.
It's a progressive affliction. So the question is, can I turn off a progressive affliction?
Let's see.
I think you got to be able to, don't you?
It's an instant duration, so it's not contained. Let's see. Cumulative, progressive. The modifier causes an affliction to increase incrementally without any effort from you. If the target fails the resistance check to end the affliction, it not only persists but increases in effect by 1 degree. The successful resistance check ends the affliction as usual.
So if I can use a move action to end the affliction, then I'll do that. So I guess that's a question about how does the power actually work?
Free to drop it, wouldn't it?
Normally it's a free action to stop something that you are continuing, but this is being done without even a free action to maintain it. So it might.
No, I did take. I mean, for the power, I did take. Let's see. Permanent and sustained. So it's. I think it's a DM call at this point.
If it's sustained, anything that's sustained, you can.
Yeah, you stop sustaining it.
So if it has the sustained extra on it, then you can stop it.
Okay, then I'll stop it. If that's yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to need a lawyer, Mr. Stevens.
I am a lawyer.
Yes, well, you know what they say about a lawyer who represents himself.
Himself.
as a fool for a client.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. In the aftermath, you are greeted by the cheers of the people emerging from undercover and the police and other emergency services that are starting to arrive, thanking you for your timely intervention. You are welcome to stick around and help with the cleanup if you are so disposed.
I just want to help carrying people to the ambulance. That's the concern here. There appears to be a lot of dead folk around. This is pretty upsetting.
Yeah.
I try and help people as well, particularly with a regeneration. So it's a temporal regeneration that I can use to affect others as well.
Okay.
It basically allows them to
Very
heal
cool.
faster.
Very cool.
So it saves a few people.
Yeah, you got to clarify.
Probably anybody in the group that was actively fighting. If you're still bruised or whatnot, you can remove 1 bruise per round.
Cool.
While I'm maintaining that.
Wow, 1 per round. That's legit.
Yeah, of course I can't do anything else at the same time, but
Still.
So do your exhausted conditions or anything affect that, Stephen? The stuff that you had?
no, exhausted is I can't fight, I can't move very well, but this is independent of those.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not a combat kind of a thing. Yeah.
I'll between my regeneration and that, I'll take off my bruises.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could witness Emerald City Police and FEMA agents dealing with tangled traffic caused by the accident itself, and people coming to see what's happening are also flooding into the area. You are quickly surrounded by curious onlookers on foot, riding bikes, staring from cars and trucks.
Thinking it's time to go.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think it's time to melt back into our prior lives while we still have one.
Put my hoodie cover, put my little hoodie top up and slink away into the alley or something.
Yeah, pretty tough to be incognito at this point.
Yeah.
And you will all notice that there is a dark windowed limousine that glides through the scene. And the emergency vehicles seem to prioritize that limo as a space for him.
Here we go. Here's the rich guy showing up to.
Yeah, all right.
That seems unusual and suspicious.
It's Mr. Gates. He's down from Seattle.
I'm gonna go hide in an alley and kind of lose this bear form.
Okay.
I'm going to I'm well informed. I'm gonna see if I can know who this might be. So
let's hope it's not Elon, or else we're gonna have to roll initiative.
It's a gather information type investigation check.
Okay. There's no way to tell who exactly is in that limo, but you can guess, judging from the make and model that it's probably one of Emerald City's CEOs or one of their, power mover types. For sure, because it's not like an old limo. It's like a brand spanking new, cutting edge, bulletproof, all the bells, all the whistles, pretty obvious. One step away from like a national kind of presidential kind of ride. It's on that same level. So it could only be a half a dozen or so moguls in Emerald City. All right, so you are all deciding to retreat back and out of away from the cleanup proceedings.
Yes.
I go and pick up my briefcase.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've got a destroyed taco truck. I got to call the insurer.
The cops will take Octoman into custody after you beat him senseless and left him unconscious. The FEMA representatives also seem to have more sturdier looking shackles in which to tie him up with, not your standard issue cop kind of stuff. They come out with these big powered kind of shackles where they're able to shackle him up and stuff him into a van and take him away.
It's going to need multiple shackles.
One for each.
Yeah. What are we dealing with? Like 4 sets of 2?
This is the time to take notes to see who's paying attention carefully.
Does anybody engage the crowd at all?
I don't. I'm gonna kind of duck back into an alley, probably the same one Phyllis went into.
I'm going to make sure people are okay. If they're standing around dumbfounded, I'm gonna try and get them to keep moving. I've got a TV personality, so I'm very much trying to get the shuffle moving. Don't get in the way of the police. Stop standing there on your bike. You've got a bike. Let's ride.
Sure. All right. Why don't you make a persuasion check for me?
Okay. That is a 19.
Okay.
And I have attractive 2, so I will get a plus 5 circumstance bonus if they like how I look.
You're
All
so
right.
pretty.
I'm very
So,
pretty. And
at
effusive.
first, the many rubberneckers and looky-loos who want to know what the hell is going on, they really don't want to disperse peacefully. And you kind of like, come on, everybody, it's just and you just kind of get up there and do your thing, and you are successful in doing so. That's a hero point for you.
Yay. And the staircase and all of the shrapnel that was formed from it,
yeah.
When no one's looking, simply isn't there anymore. Any damage that was caused by it hitting walls, not there anymore. It's as if it never happened.
Okay.
I paid for that shit. All of my attacks and everything have reversible on them. Yeah, I'll just...
Yeah, so Octoman is probably aged 40 or 60 years, and that shit's
poor old guy.
Chrono stabilize. Okay. All right. There are other fires in the distance. You can hear plenty of emergency vehicles around. There is no end to the need for healing. And if you have the treatment skill, giving people old-fashioned know-how when aiding injuries is also prominent as well. You can pull back all the way to the starting place where you began unless you think you're going to be just regrouping and watching. You can also see that the air traffic, which was prior to just after the event, was all quiet. No planes in the air. You saw nothing in the air. Now you can start to hear both the telltale signs of military planes flying overhead, but there's also now media helicopters are now hovering on the periphery where they're allowed to be. And you can tell this is, in just a short amount of time, the media is all over this shit too.
Well, once I'm done doing my due diligence and trying to get people to move and let the police do their job, I'm going to take some video footage as I back away towards some safer feeling location that's maybe a little less hectic.
Okay. All right. Where you are pulling back to seems to be a fairly central area that the Emerald Police Department are setting up their command center. There's definitely several mobile command center vehicles that are being established. You can also see a couple of FEMA trailers are being set up too. And in the distance, you can see black armored car looking vehicles, several of them, 2 or 3 of them in a row, with blue and reds on them, with emergency lights on them, but no markings on them at all. And you see them trying to push through the crowd in the distance, push through the traffic jam. Again, things are still really fucking gridlocked. And worst off, the gridlock can't subside because a lot of times, in a lot of cases, all the rubble from the buildings that's fallen off has literally blocked the roads. Emergency vehicles, backhoes and tractors and Emerald transportation vehicles can't get to where they need to be because of the gridlock, because of the debris, etc. So there is still certainly the need for heroes.
I'm not very good at moving things.
I can move things.
I'm no longer a bear, so moving things is not my forte.
How long do these conditions last?
I think we were seeing that it's a minute, right? Isn't after a minute of rest the conditions start to go away?
The conditions, you start to heal every minute. You lose 1 bruise and 1 injury, starting from the worst. And
what about fatigued?
I think that they all follow the same.
Fatigue will
Uh,
recover after an hour of rest.
Yeah, fatigue needs an hour.
Okay.
And
Exhausted needs like a day or something. No, that's an hour. An hour. Recover after an hour. So it looks like a minute for small conditions and bruises, and an hour for exhaustion, fatigue, and other stuff.
Right. Unless you want to spend a hero point to recover.
There's
so
that.
regeneration doesn't affect fatigue then.
I don't know. I guess not.
No, that's fine if it doesn't. I just
Let me
figured
look
this
at
is the first time we've
read
actually dealt with it.
regeneration. Regeneration. Remove penalties to your toughness checks equal to regeneration rank each minute. You then recover other damage conditions equal to your regeneration rank each minute, starting from the most severe. Characters with no stamina do not heal. One or more ranks of regeneration overcome this. Okay, it doesn't say anything about fatigue. It's talking about damage conditions, which fatigue is not a damage condition.
Okay.
So I don't think
So
that
I'm
it
still
applies.
moving slowly, but that's the only
Fatigue.
condition that is maintained basically.
Basic
Because-
condition, fatigued, hindered, recover after
But
1
don't
hour.
you have healing? I guess that's
I'm gonna
damage
use the restroom
conditions
real
as
quick. I'll
well.
be right back.
Well, so I have regeneration, which is
Right, but there's which is so you have regeneration.
I have regeneration and the
And
ability
affects
to
others.
apply that to others.
I see. You don't have healing. Okay. But yeah, so here we go. So if you have healing with the energizing extra, then you can heal the fatigued and exhausted conditions as well as damage conditions.
Okay. Again, that would only because it's healing, it would apply to others, right? Healing doesn't naturally
Healing
apply to yourself.
healing
that
is a
adjusted.
healing is a close range effect.
Okay, so I will be hindered, but do we have any hope of secret identities at this point?
That's a Mike
tried.
question.
Like
I
I don't
tried
think
by
I don't
ducking
think we
out.
do. I don't think we do.
Well,
At
I
least-
mean,
Please not.
well, I mean,
not with
we
each
can't
other.
just walk around, like we are kind of thing. I mean, we clearly have to, costume up on some level, hide our faces, right?
It's a question of how many people saw us doing stuff and how many were just distracted by the absolute insanity of everything.
Yeah, I think that they know me. I mean, almost all of my powers are very noticeable. Like it's
right. But mine
Sure.
all have the subtle
Yeah,
modifier. So I'm like,
Right.
things just
Yeah, mine
happen
are
and I'm
mine are
there.
super obvious, right?
Yeah,
Phyllis is
but,
pretty obvious. Jose kind of
Phyllis
obvious.
Phyllis is
Yeah.
actually probably the best off because she's
Right.
when
A
she's
bear.
here, she's a bear. So it's like
Right.
if she's not a bear, then she's not a bear.
Well, so
Well,
my thought was like when I have like the energy for my force field, right, which is visible. So for me, it's
Right.
like kind of black energy. So my thought is just create like an energy shield, like over my face, because I'm just like a teenage kid wearing like skinny jeans and tennis shoes and a hoodie, and I just throw the hood up, do an energy shield over my face. Nobody knows who I am.
yeah, that would
Right.
be like a concealment 1 kind of a thing.
Right.
Just add that concealment power.
So that's my thought is just do that. Short of that, I would get one of those. You know how they just came out with these a couple years ago where they've got the masks with like the neon, like X's and little smiley faces. I just
Yeah,
wear one of
those are
those. Just throw that
Those-
down and
those are
there you go.
great.
Nobody knows who I am.
So I'm tired, but fatigue. I can still move around and I can still basically do all of my other powers. So I'm going to.
What we'll have to do is wait and see, how many of our faces show up on social media, and that'll let us know whether we've still got secret identities or not.
Right.
Well, and the reason why it's important now is because
And I won't post anything that.
Thanks, me. Appreciate that.
because I could help a lot now moving debris out of the streets.
Sure, just throw a mask on your face, and
Right.
unless you're just going to be like a helpful civilian, and you can. try
No,
to
it's
play
going to
that
be like
game.
teleporting tons and tons of material out of the way.
It's up to you. I can't move anything I haven't created, so I'm not very helpful there.
All right.
How do I disguise myself? What are the rules around? Is that deception?
I think a secret identity is like a thing that you're assumed to just have as like part of the game, like because it's like a detriment to not have one. There's some flaw.
Like
I would say you could probably, you know, there's enough storefronts here that with shattered windows and shattered doors, you could probably step right into a closed storefront, throw a hoodie and sunglasses on, and that would work as a disguise, at least for
Right.
the time being.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
so-
That's what I was saying when you stepped away. Is I'm wearing a hoodie anyway, and so my thought is like how when I have the energy shield up, how that's visible is just throw up that same kind of energy shield. You know, have a hoodie up and throw an energy shield up over my face, and you can't see me. Worst case, then we'd get one of those little masks that they have with a neon with the X's and the smiley faces, and just wear that till I got something more permanent, right?
Yeah.
I
Okay, so
can-
I'm gonna take a minute to figure out how to disguise myself. If that's
I could
scuba diving shop and a wetsuit and a
it's-
hoodie, I don't know, whatever it is.
so that you're
Same,
not,
but I'm not doing this scuba diving thing. But what
So-
Steven said.
so that you're not stealing
You're doing
stuff.
Scuba Steve, no shit.
Scuba Steve.
Scuba
What
Steve.
the hell is that from?
If you have
That's Saturday Night Live.
some sort of idea, so that you're not stealing stuff, I can fashion you clothing. I can just make them out of thin air.
Nice.
Okay.
And I do have, and I'm literally going to college for fashion, so it'll look good too.
Can you help disguise me? I just asked that, and then I'll let you decide what I look like.
Sure, I'll come up with. I mean, we'll go through iterations. I'm sure the first suit always sucks.
That's
So
right.
The first one's always bad. So
Yeah, man,
Oh.
hook me up, make me a mask. That's all I
Yeah,
need. It's just
I'll-
something to stick over my face. I'm good.
I'll make a neat mask for you.
Nice.
We can see if it's worth anything. Yeah, it's
You know-
okay. My aftershocks got my creativity a little bit down the drain. Sorry, but it'll work. At least it'll cover things. So
So
yeah, I'll generate
a
some-
temporary costume.
temporary costumes for
Mhm.
folks, so that they can help out. I'm just gonna kind of stay on the sidelines because I can't really help out directly in any way.
So Mike, I have two primary goals. The first one is make a clear pathway through the rubble for emergency personnel to get in.
Okay.
So that's going to be my first thing. So that's going to be teleporting from place to place, and then teleporting that material somewhere far away. I guess it doesn't have to be far away, but take extra time to focus on it, because when I do the slower teleport, the non-tactical, I can do 100 tons. So
my thought
basically-
was to do some kind of aerial recon and then maybe do some search and rescue. I can only lift up to 1,600 pounds, but I mean I can pick up pieces of buildings and hopefully
Mhm.
find some people and pets and whatnot.
All right. Requires strength to lift 10 ranks of weight to budge the biggest chunks of debris. Considering also there's people trapped underneath and inside. Fall short. All right. So you can teleport rank 8, right?
I can teleport.
So strength 10,
I can
means
teleport.
25 tons.
I can.
25 tons total
I
needs to
can-
be moved.
I can long distance teleport at rank 12.
You can move 100 tons teleporting.
Yeah.
And is that a power stunning thing? Is that how you're getting higher than 8 from a power level 8 power?
There's not a limit to power level 8. That's not the way the.
Oh, I thought we found out that powers couldn't be higher than your character level.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't able to find a rule that says that. There are rules for like damage output,
Yeah,
That
there's
has to do
rules
with
for
it?
damage output. Everything else is just based off of power or a number of power points you spend. And there's examples of characters that are power level 8, 9, and 10 with 10, 11, 12 and different powers. So
Okay. All right. So you're teleporting all this broken building and rubble and shit to where? Out into the harbor, out in the bay, out in the ocean?
probably in one of the gravel pits, one of the if the gravel pit's not yeah, just somewhere into a quarry that's abandoned or into let's just do the dump. I'll just go, it'll just be in the dump. If anybody needs it back, then that's where it'll be.
It's all trash.
So you're gonna cap the dump with 100 tons worth of Silver Storm debris.
That's right.
Okay. What the fuck is that?
We'll have some super creatures that grow out of that. I'm sure this was the wrong choice.
Out of the muck, it is the garbage man.
If you put it in the ocean, then we'll just get sea monsters. So
that's right. So
put it in
right now
space, we'll get
garbage
mutated
monsters.
aliens. Yeah,
There's no winning.
Yeah, it's just a choice.
Okay. All right, good.
So that's what is Jose doing? Is he riding his taco truck? Did it get saved or did it get destroyed?
No, something came down and destroyed the engine, so I'm there with my brother-in-law. We're calling intact and sure, I guess. So, we're on a cell phone on hold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All the
sounds about right.
All the cell phone networks are completely overwhelmed. All the towers are completely overwhelmed. Getting connections and calls through in some cases is non-existent.
Okay, well, I'll suggest to my brother-in-law that we'll lock up. We'll take what supplies we can that'll go bad.
Drop the sides.
Yeah, bring those back. I can come back late tonight when it's really dark, and I can drag it back home, but nobody will see me, or less likely. And,
so I have a
or just get a tow truck. There's that.
I have a youth inducement power, so I can basically make people immune to aging. So basically, it's like the reverse of causing the aging. And I have the ability to affect objects. Effectively, it's like shifting it through time. So can I use that power to make his truck whole?
Oh.
Basically, as of grabbing it from just before
that would rewrite history. That's a bad thing.
I would see, unless it says otherwise, I would say that you could make old things new, but damaged things, I don't think you could. If it says specifically that it moves it to a different point of time, then I would say, yeah, you could totally move it before the damage was done. But if it just takes away age, then it's going to be a brand new fucked up truck.
Or I guess the alternative is
there's no rust. There's no rust on it now. There's no rust on it, Jose.
Right.
Rust free.
If you're moving it in time, you can move it back in time, but it's still the future for the truck, right? It's you know what I mean. It's not going to undo what's been done to it.
Well, so it could get complicated, but when you start playing with time, it starts to cause strange things.
Paradoxes.
Yeah. So that's the question: is
Those
what's the
silly
effect?
paradoxes.
What's the base effect?
I mean, so I could travel back in time to right when that happened, teleport the truck away, and then teleport it back to right after the impact happened.
But then the universe is going to explode. So is it really worth it to save Jose's truck? So I don't know. Maybe.
They are the best. They are the best.
I've got insurance,
Best
man.
dog
They
Yeah,
are
sure.
the best breakfast burritos.
I was going to say there's some
It's
good,
worth
there's some
it.
good eating, but
It's totally
chorizo's
worth
killer.
it.
So your
Okay.
cousin, Jose, your cousin says you know you're better suited out there helping people. Let me worry about this. You worry about that. You're much. This is where you need to be. Also,
Do you want it sent somewhere? I say to them as I'm standing next to the truck.
you're still off teleporting
Oh, okay.
stuff away. That's kind of happening simultaneously. And at some point, there is clearly a plainclothes detective who pulls up in a cruiser as you're teleporting shit away. And you see her kind of standing there leaning on her car door, and she sees you, and she gives you a smile and holds up her business card so that you can clearly see it, sets it down on the hood of the car, and walks over towards the command center where all the rest of the other cops are.
Okay, can I use my well-informed advantage to know who she is potentially?
Potentially.
So that's an investigation type of role, I'm guessing.
It should say in the advantage.
Well, so the advantage, it says
Investigation
it's
DC 20.
well-informed. It says that it's an investigation or a persuasion role. So I think it should be investigation.
Yeah.
To obtain information. And so with investigation, that's a plus 12 plus my 17. So that's 29. Even if it's just like precinct, just if you don't want to tell me exactly who she is, or she could be new.
No. She is she is quite famous for a police officer in Emerald City. Her name is Detective Maggie Buckner.
Probably I've been in court opposite her as a defense attorney.
Maybe. You'd know of her anyway.
Yeah, I'd at least know her. That makes sense. Okay. She's
one of the youngest detectives on the force. She's half Korean. She's already been kind of featured in the news as being one of the keenest and sharpest minds in the entire ECPD, and destined to run the place someday is what most people say about her. She's actually a good cop.
I jump over to where she put the card down and grab the card.
Yep.
And I wave back to her.
Yeah, it's her business card. She looks over her shoulder just to make sure that you took it. And you can see her walking towards clearly the chief of police. He's a statuesque African-American man in full dress. He's shown up in full dress uniforms with a goddamn chest full of medals and designations and stuff. It looks like he just came from some event where they would be in their dress.
That's a bad look. Anyway.
If you want to also make a roll on him, there's a real good chance that you know stuff about him too.
Not as good. 22.
Okay. You know the chief of police's name is Marcus Tolliver. He is a very hands-on leader, and does his best to stay out of the camera's view in terms of, the media, tends to put his public relations people and others more suited for that task in front of the camera. He himself just stoically leads and is happy to put his representation in front of him rather than him talk about things. So you see those going on there. As I said before, there's press helicopters up above. It doesn't take you long to teleport the stuff and really make a huge difference. There were a couple of really severely blocked intersections that were going to take weeks to clear out. And you've streamlined getting that stuff out of there. And now emergency responders are able to set up perimeters. They're able to keep traffic out that's not supposed to be here. They're able to funnel people away from the emergency area, and the whole area, the whole feel of the downtown area does shift a little bit.
Sounds like a hero point.
You also see that the black armored vehicles that I described to you before have finally arrived, largely due to Steve's cleaning of the thoroughfare for them to get there. And you do see a marking on them, Steve. They are marked as Aegis vehicles, which you know is the American Elite Government Intervention Services.
Basically, the ones, the government agency
Super
that
cops.
deals with supers, right?
Yeah. Super cops.
Super cops.
Super cops.
I think it's time to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, we just pinged. We need to unping.
All right.
Where should we go? If we're close enough to have a conversation. If we're not,
Yeah, I would say that the
I've
group
been-
can easily
yeah.
pull back to like,
Facts.
you know,
waiting.
that the block of where the truck was, where the coffee shop is, where the bookstore is. That's kind of like where you're starting from. You know?
I think we need to go to a pizzeria on the other side of town.
Pizza sounds lovely.
That sounds great.
Let's
Jordan?
get pizza.
you want some pizza?
Jordan, let's get
And
pizza.
I so here's my question. Telepathy. I'm looking at mental area communication. Do you guys know how many people I can communicate with? Says you can communicate area 1 mile sustained. Is there a number of people?
I don't think so.
Over
I
a
think you
distance
just
medium. Okay, if not, then whoever said let's get. Do you want pizza? I'm gonna say yes back to all of you, but in your heads.
All right.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I'll suggest, Mom's Pizza out on Blakeney Drive or something. We'll go.
There's
up
good
inside.
pie. There's good pie out towards the university. You all know that. Where there's college kids, there's good pizza, right?
Hell yeah.
So that's just
And
that's
cheese.
just
right.
a little jaunt from where you are.
Gather
Yeah, so-
close.
So as long as we stay within a mile of each other, I can keep us in communication.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Gather close.
It's
And then
creepy.
when they're all close enough, then I teleport all of us to the alley behind that pizza place.
All
Nice.
right. It would
Oh,
seem
I'm gonna, kind of bend over and I'll try and stop the throwing up. You're just, dude, it's really startling.
so. You would all be very aware as you pulled back to your position where you met up, or you met up in stages. The epicenter of the explosion seems to be where they set up the command center. And there was full on CSI going on where people in hazmat suits were collecting samples of everything, pulling chunks of metal out of the wall. Cops and feds alike were taking statements from anybody who could give one. It would be wrong to say that you didn't all at least hear one telling as you're pulling back, moving away, slinking away inside the alleyways. You will hear people talking about yourselves and about the other supers that you put down. And you heard one woman talking about the octopus man and how the wrestler and the little cartoon girl, and there people are talking about you, and you hear this both in official reports and in media, because as you get closer and closer to pull back, the media is not only getting braver, but it's also getting better access. Whereas before it was being held out, now the media is being allowed in. Favorites are being played, and now the media is there, and there's people on the ground with cameras and interviewing people, and they're trying to catch that shot, right, where you see the people with blood coming down their face, everybody running, like everybody's trying to. Yeah, they're sensationalizing the shit out of it, and you are aware that in some small degree, you are all in there, in one way or another.
What can Miyu find online in terms of who is responsible for this?
That's a great question. I can certainly ask my followers and see if anyone's gotten the ideas. It takes a little time for them to, dig into stuff, but netizens like to search. And I do have the
We're going to
contacts.
crowdsource who the bad guys are. That's awesome. Okay.
I have the contacts advantage, so I can
Do you, in the commotion of all the things that are going on, do any of you want to talk to passerbys as well, or see if anybody witnessed anything, or specifically kind of hang close enough to someone else being interviewed so you can hear what they said, something along those lines? Or do you want to
I've
just
been ear
immediately-
hustling.
Huh?
Ear hustling the whole time. Ear hustling.
Okay.
Ear hustling.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys know ear hustling, right?
Sure.
Playing for overhearing things. Yeah. Popularized in the California prison industry is ear hustling, overhearing.
I will
Sure.
admit I have spent little to no time in the California prison system. I'm very
Oh,
happy to
that's a
say
shame.
that.
Yeah.
It's really not a shame. I'm not built for prison. It's not a
Yeah.
shame at all.
Yeah,
It's
that's
actually
it.
a good thing.
Another cool slang word that I picked up throughout my travels is JCat. Like JCat is a way of calling somebody crazy. Like, oh, that guy's a JCat. Now you know.
Now we know.
Weird random
Okay.
thoughts. No, I'm
Always
just
good to
I'm
have more
listening.
slang.
I'm overhearing. I'm quietly just overhearing, trying
Ear
to stay out of
hustling.
the mix. Nobody knows who I am. Ear hustling, all that.
Okay. All right.
Add it to the lexicon. Ear
So
hustling.
I'm-
Yeah, it's a cool word. Yeah, it's a really cool word.
It's a cool phrase. I'd never heard that. So yeah.
I'm using my contacts for an investigation check.
Okay.
To gather information. It takes 1 minute,
Okay.
assuming I can get internet access. And the investigation check is a 16. And I can make further investigation checks later, but it'll take more time.
Okay. All right. So you're doing that. You're ear to the grindstone. Jose and Steve, you are back kind of at the truck discussing stuff. Miu, where are you at? Are you with them?
I'm with
the
them. Yeah, I'm hanging around the larger group of friends.
And Jordan, you're with the group as well.
Same.
Okay.
I'm waiting for
All
the pizza.
Waiting for pizza.
Waiting for pizza.
Waiting to go
Yeah.
to the pizza place. Well, this
Bring
is
on the pizza.
this kind of investigation could happen before you left the scene and also after you left the scene.
Sure.
So like the ear to the grindstone kind of thing will happen as you're pulling away, and then you meet up as a group and then go for pizza.
Out
The
of
other part
character.
of that could happen once you get into another part of town and have your internet access, etc. What'd you say, Brandon?
I say out of character, or metagaming. Does anybody have any thoughts on superhero team name?
Oh, so I do have a comment on that. Not going to
'Cause
change
I have
the
one.
outcome of that,
That's
but
pretty fast, man. Slow down.
there are
This relationship just started.
reporters. There are reporters who are
Please take me
already
out for pizza
coining
first.
phrases, right? And Phyllis, as you're kind of passing through the crowd, and this is Martha blah 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 from CBN News. They're saying everyone is wondering, who are these new sentinels of Emerald City? Another reporter that you pass by wants to know who the new appointed protectors of Emerald City are, and people are already starting to throw little terms around. The other one you guys all hear is Stormbreakers.
Ooh, I like that.
I like
I like
that one.
Stormbreakers.
Yeah.
There you go.
Stormbreakers is a little situational though. It's good for this adventure, but
Let's
Moving on.
Yeah,
I like-
man.
I like
Stormbreaker
Sentinels,
Gate.
man. Look, if
they're
I've got
calling
if I've got Sentinels number one,
Secret
I'm happy.
Six. Secret Six.
they're-
Emerald City Secret Six. I know there's only 5 of us, but I think that would
there's
be great.
another phrase.
There's an
being-
invisible guy. We just pretend there's like an invisible guy. Yeah, we've got this other guy, Stealth Boy or
They're
something.
always-
He's invisible. You never see him.
Our
His
super
secret
villain
identity
against
is so secret.
So secret.
He doesn't even know who he is.
When-
That's
when
how fucked up
villains-
that guy is.
Well,
When
you
villains
might.
come after us, they get all 5 of us, and they're still on
And
the
there's like,
fucking-
where's the sixth
Oh,
one?
there's still the 6th guy. You can't take us all out, you sons of bitches.
It's my brother-in-law Juan. He goes on. He's like Trump. He's trying to sell beans in the White House. It's really embarrassing. But anyway,
So there's a derogatory term that has
Oh, my.
immediately started coming out of all this called stormers. and normies and media outlets are calling anyone who has been changed or altered by this storm as stormers. So because of the stormers name came the stormbusters, like, and so they're asking a lot of rhetorical questions.
Yeah, I guess Stormbreakers works in that context, sure.
They're asking a lot of rhetorical questions like, how do we know who's the good guys, who's the bad guys, who's been affected, who hasn't been affected, why did so many people die, who why did some people die from this effect and others were turned into superhumans? People want to know. There's a lot of that. All right, so investigation wise, there is a lot of talk online that this all started with an exploding truck.
Jose?
And we all look at Jose. What the hell, man? What the hell?
It wasn't
Man.
Real
My
frickin'
extra hot sauce
nice.
is pretty hot, but it's not that
real
hot.
nice, Jose. This is all your fault.
Witnesses described the truck as being rust red in color, with an atomic symbol on the side of the door.
That's on the nose.
Yeah, real low profile.
Yeah, that's not good. Whenever there's an atomic symbol on anything, that's bad.
Yeah.
And you all know from this description that the color of the truck and the symbol means it is Redshift Industries. It was a Redshift Industries vehicle.
That gives us something.
Assholes. Those guys are
Now-
assholes.
Now we got something. Where are they located? I'll look over at Mew.
Wikipedia's got it, so I'm sure.
Initial news says that the driver of the truck was killed in the blast, as well as lots of other people, but the driver was not identified. He was vaporized in the blast. And
we need to figure out a way to get to that place.
Yeah,
Redshift, right?
we'll look them up on Google.
Yeah,
then
we'll
go there.
start digging. I definitely want to start seeing if my contact, random internet crazy people who follow my channels might be able to find out, or maybe the people that they know, do some deeper, longer term digging, secondary contacts.
sure.
Maybe they know some Redshift Industries locations that are not advertised, that aren't on their Google business profile, right? So I'm going to start that ball rolling.
Okay. The truck was proposed to be carrying a load of storage tanks in the back, which burst, none of them survived the explosion. Whether they were the explosion or not, none of them survived.
Okay.
And just general chatter is all over the city. There is reports of super and weird and enhanced powers and behavior, both good and bad. People doing amazing things and saving people doing fucked up things.
It really hit the whole city.
The story of the story that seems to be circulating right now is that an empty oil tanker was picked up out of the bay and thrown at the airport.
Wow, rude.
Yeah.
So these kind of things are circulating. These big kind of, and that's clearly why they've brought in, why organizations like Aegis are here. Make a persuasion roll for me, Mew.
If we can get there, if we can get to that area, I can do a post-cognition and I can see what happened.
That's cool.
We've got to be able to get there.
That is a 23 persuasion with a 20 on the die.
On the dark web, you have a fan who claims to have been at ground zero or nearly below ground zero and was able to collect a small piece of the explosion debris before all hell broke loose.
That's amazing.
Could be he's in trouble.
And we'll happily, because it's you, he'll give it to you. He wants to sell it online because he thinks it might be, but he'll give it to you as a present because he's a fanatical zealot weirdo.
Great. You have a stalker.
I have many stalkers.
Add that to the complications.
I'm sure I have numerous, plenty of them. That's okay. I love them too.
And Steve, with the well-informed advantage, you know that Redshift Energies is a local energy research company that's been quite successful in recent years. You probably own some in your portfolio. You probably have a little bit of their stock in your portfolio. Most notably, their technology is being used in some of the newer model hybrid vehicles.
Interesting.
Or since this was written, 10 years ago, electric vehicles.
Okay, cool. I'll let the party know that I maybe have a lead with someone who has a piece of the original, exploded stuff that maybe we could, I don't know, get some researcher to look at it or something.
You're at the pizza place.
And
the scene has got you there. You're near Emerald City University.
Excellent. That's my stomping ground.
Perfect. Do you know somebody in the lab there? We can take a look at it.
I'm sure I could convince a couple geeks to take a look at something.
There are TVs on covering what's going on. It was difficult for you to even find a place that stayed open because a lot of businesses just closed.
Yeah.
Even if they weren't damaged, they just closed for the day while people are sorting out. But a few opportunists, businessmen are like, nope, business to be had here. So the place you're in is really crowded because there aren't very many places open right now.
Right.
There are TVs, every single TV that is on, normally tuned to sporting events or things like that in the parlor, are now all on news agencies. Every single one's on a different news agency. And it's not long before you start seeing yourselves.
Mm.
The Emerald City Secret Six.
A helicopter shot of the grapple pile of the bear, the luchador, the Octoman, right? So there was probably a long distance shot of that. Who are the Stormburners? Who are these people? But none of you are actually identified.
That's dumb luck, is what that is.
Yeah, that's good luck. Good luck.
So let's get that piece of debris.
Yeah. So where?
I have a workshop that we can look at it in.
Oh, okay. I'll try to, I don't know, set up because of course I don't know where this guy is. He could be halfway across the world.
No, he's in Emerald City, but
okay.
Well, I mean, he's sketchy.
Sure. Well, we can set up a place to meet, maybe. I'm happy to, actually say hi to him, shake his hand, make him feel good.
Yeah.
And so I mean, honestly, campus is probably not a bad place to meet up. It's busy. There's lots of people, which is always good. No, everyone's used to me being there, so there's no, weirdness if I don't know. I'm not super famous, but still, sometimes people recognize you, and if I'm in a place that people are used to me being there.
You can meet him in the library. That way, if he tries to talk and he gets bored, he's like, shh.
Yeah,
you gotta go.
Yeah. Not too much talking. Just
all right. So you reach out to him in an effort to make an arrangement to meet him somewhere on campus.
Yeah.
All right. Make a persuasion check for me.
Okie dokie. That is
lots and lots of pictures of Steve in various places. Like there's a shot, they started getting shots on top of the mall, and then, then they cut to the scene of the fireman you saved, and they're like, we don't know. I have no idea. He just appeared right next to us. Guy's calling you an angel. An angel in a hoodie just showed up right next to us. We were dead for sure. Saved all of us. Those kind of stories. People talking about a wild grizzly and other wild animals. There are probably many stories of transformations or of people and wild animals running through the city. I'm sure you're not the only shape changer who came out of that. So you can imagine the amount and the rate at which this news services are regurgitating this stuff. It's exhausting. And even though you're in there, you're only in there by about maybe 1/10% to everything else. So even though your images stand out in glaring, like, oh fuck, well, there's fuck, there's Steve, and oh, there's Phyllis, it's not like someone sees an image and then turns and looks at you.
Right.
It's not at all like that. It's just like more of that super minutia that's happening here.
How you immediately see yourself in a photo of a group of people. So I get a 14 on that persuasion check, plus 5 if it's applicable.
Okay. He agrees. He says he knows where you currently are and will come to you.
Oh, great. I do not question how he knows where I am. This does not concern me for some reason.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll happily agree to hang around in the area to meet him when he comes down.
Yeah.
Maybe he can have a slice of pizza.
An hour or two go by, and you don't see any sign of him.
Okay.
You do see a press conference by the police, and all the screens change to that as people are scrambling.
Only in Emerald City does the local news prevail.
It looks like he's an older officer. He looks like he's a seasoned veteran officer, and he kind of stands up to the podium and there's some flashing going on. He says, "Thank you, everybody. I'm a Master Patrolman Lee Buster Brown. A lot of you know me. Some of you don't. It's pretty obvious that we have no idea as to the scope of what hit Emerald City earlier today," and he mentions the exact time that it happened. An active investigation is commencing with a semi-permanent headquarters set up in downtown. We ask that all citizens stay away from that area and please do not hinder the efforts of law enforcement and emergency responders. There's still a lot of damage and a lot of rubble down there. We know you all want to come and help and be part of the rebuild, but there'll be plenty of time for that. For now, we need you to just give us space and let the professionals do what need to be done. There's been a lot of questions about some pretty strange things that's been happening in our fair city here in Emerald. And it is clear that whatever it is that happened, this silver storm, as they're calling it, whatever happened as a result of this storm has it's changed many of the citizens of Emerald City. And some of you are adjusting fairly well under the circumstances, while some others are not adjusting so well. And we'd like to thank those of you, and another officer comes in, definitely a higher ranking officer than him, kind of grabs his shoulder and pulls his shoulder back, and he puts his hand over the microphone and he listens to the dude whisper, and he nods and he comes back and he says, it has been made aware to the authorities that thanks are in order for many of you who were changed by the storm and are adjusting well. In fact, adjusting so well that you helped save the lives of many others. And it is our sincerest thanks for that. And I'd like to let you know officially that we would, the police, that is, myself and others on the force, we would like to establish a working dialogue with those of you who are adjusting well. Says we'll have more to tell you as information becomes apparent. I will confirm that the catalyst of this event seemed to be timed with a terrorist attack with the downtown area, with a bomb in a truck. And we don't really know much more than that at this time, but as we find out more information, we will definitely be releasing. No questions at this time, no questions. And he goes off and it goes off. And, back to CNN, CBNC, ECMN, all different news services and news channels there.
All right, so are we going to want to go and introduce ourselves at some point to the force then?
If we do that, we need to come up with the good name, right? So I was thinking about this, some of the names of the top. So, because the Stormbreakers, it's like, So I was thinking we could do like Storm Sentinels, right? Storm Knights. We could do all kinds of storm different things. I don't know. I don't like breakers though.
You like the storm theme?
I mean, I'm okay with it. I just don't like Stormbreakers because that's the whole Thor weapon thing, and that just doesn't.
Storms aren't very cute.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't
Storms
like
are very
storms.
cute. Well, then let's not do that. We can't hear you, Phyllis. You're muted.
I don't typically hang out with the police under any context, but
There we are.
stranger things have happened,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need to go out for donuts with them or anything, but
Right.
just get on good terms.
Emerald City is also known as the Storm City, the City of Destiny, the City on the Red and Bronze Rivers, the City of Three Hills.
And you're suggesting
Destiny's Children.
Destiny.
No.
Destiny's Hills.
But it's cute sounding.
It is
cute sounding, but no.
Jordan doesn't like it.
It's a little too cute.
Hilarious.
I don't know if there's such a thing as too cute, Jordan.
No, there
the
definitely
Storm
is.
City Destroyers. No, we're not destroyers
We're
though.
not destroying the city.
Storm City Saviors. Storm City.
Well, Jose liked the word sentinel.
That works. That works for me.
Storm City Sentinels does sound a lot like a snake saying stuff super slowly.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's a tongue twister to be sure.
Sentinel 6.
Sentinel 6.
There you go.
It's alliterative,
Yeah.
which is always good.
Except your initials are SS, which is a little gross.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, let's not do that.
Super secret SS.
Still not good. It's not better. It's not better.
We don't have to use lightning bolts.
The other sentence.
Yeah, we don't use. Yeah, no lightning bolts. No lightning bolts.
We are not.
Nine,
We are not the
6.
baddies.
9, no 6.
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies?
Yeah.
Oh,
Apparently.
we're the good guys.
Oh my
We're
god.
the good guys.
That's what
At
we're
least
saying
that's what we
anyway.
tell
Your guy
ourselves.
with the fragment never shows up. He just
Well, that's awkward.
he doesn't show up.
I'm gonna send him a message and be
He got cold feet.
and be like,
Can we track him down?
"Hey, man, I miss you.
You only know him by
just
by social media.
I'm gonna send him a hug and ask him where he is.
Hope you're okay.
Yeah.
You don't get a response.
Okay.
You wait another hour or so without hearing a response. And one of the close TVs to where you're at, the sound's been turned down, but it's been rolling kind of nonstop and doing the news loop. It catches your eye, especially you, Steve, because you recognize the chief administrator of Aegis, because he's kind of a slovenly, pudgy, drawling individual who always wants to be, contrast to the police chief, always is seeking the camera. He is absolutely all about being the face of Aegis and, like that. So you see him on, and the sound is turned down on that particular set.
Can you turn the
What's
sound
this
up
guy's
on that
name?
one?
You can reach up and kind of do it.
Oh, okay. Then I turn the sound up.
Yeah, okay. He says, I want to assure the general public that you are not in any pending danger. The initial danger posed by the storm, it was a terrible thing, and we understand that there are the needs for support by my organization. I cannot stress enough that these rogue vigilantes, these dangerous types, should refrain from all further activities. We will have things under control, and although we know this kind of activity is not prevalent here in Emerald, it may be moving forward, and we're looking to prepare ourselves for registrations and licensings, like we've done in other cities, like Freedom and a few other places. That is all I have at this time. If you have any extra questions, you can send inquiries to my office at, and he kind of points down at the bottom of the screen. Contact information flows by, and then he's off.
Ew. Gross.
It's kind of gross.
Well, I guess Guy's not coming, so we've been eating pizza for like 2 hours now, which I like pizza, but
yeah, you're full.
So you said, Steve, that you've got like a spot. Do we want to go and get some privacy?
We can.
We're in a busy place right now. I don't know.
Big public-y kind of, and you've been here for 3 hours. You've already eaten one cycle through, and they would
We've been
sure
watching
love to,
TV.
they sure love to get that table.
It's time to go. Yeah.
So I'd like to do some perception to see if my fellow teammates are trustworthy.
Okay.
I'm definitely not trustworthy. I can tell you that already. You don't even need to roll.
You can trust Jordan to clean up the mess sulkily.
Exactly. Yeah, you can trust Jordan to be pissed off about having to clean up shit.
Let's see. 19 plus my perception. Is that what you would roll? So 25.
Either
Or
perception or insight, maybe.
If it's insight, then it's 26. So.
Because insight's about someone's true intentions and feelings.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Evaluate. With an insight check opposed by deception, you can tell if someone is trustworthy and honorable.
Oh.
That's it.
That's it.
I don't know that any of us are trying to be deceptive. So
trying to not get arrested.
Well, the police haven't tried to arrest us.
Right.
That's right.
It's because they don't know who we are.
Yeah. I would say there's nothing is giving your spidey sense the tingle about
Well,
any
why,
of it.
why don't we go to my law offices?
Okay,
That's, I think, a good place.
that sounds like a good
Okay.
good place to hang
So
out a
it's
little
down-
I'm only dressed for my work, Mr. Stevens, not for you. I don't think I look right in one of them offices.
That's okay. We all kinds of people, all types. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I know. I got something. I'll go look for a cervical collar.
You could just have Miyu make you some clothes, doofus.
You're not a
do you want
you're
a
not an
suit?
injury attorney, are you?
She can-
Celino and Barnes,
She can-
injury
Oh,
attorney.
that's what I know from on TV. So I figure a cervical collar will do me fine. I'll look.
What
I'll
kind
fit
of
in.
attorney are you?
I must be a
Oh.
client.
Oh, what kind of attorney am I? I'm a
Yeah, what kind of attorney?
You're a criminal
I'm a
defense attorney, right?
defense attorney, but I for a few years, for a number of years, I was also a prosecuting attorney. I'm a general attorney. Typically, involved in legal sides.
General practice. Okay. Yeah, I didn't
Daredevil-
use you in my
Daredevil style.
divorce.
Or
So
don't, so.
I could
Alright.
do divorce if we needed to do that. That's sure.
no,
I
no,
could
I just
practice
wrapped
family
up
law.
my divorce.
You don't want to go
Yeah,
anywhere near that. Yeah, you don't want to go
No.
anywhere near that.
Dude, that is not a fantasy in your hottest, wildest
It's
dreams.
not.
That is misery incarnate on Earth. No, you're not.
Rather defend murderers than go through.
By a lot. By a lot.
I believe
I
it.
mean,
He's
I
not
believe it.
kidding you.
No,
Maybe
I
Just-
believe it.
maybe not child rapist, but that's pretty much it.
Just
Yeah.
even just a breakdown of dealing with like criminal stuff versus civil stuff, right? Because I have a team of people, right? We do and primarily we do criminal compliance, right? There are 2 people out of the 10 people on my team that do civil. You don't want to go anywhere. Just civil attorneys in general are ridiculous to deal with compared to like criminal
thanks.
attorneys. I'm not even. You guys are nightmares. You guys are friggin' nightmares, and you know it, Rob. You know what I'm talking about.
He likes.
You
to
guys
do
are straight
bad law all the
lunatics.
Yes, but I don't touch family law. That's how
Right.
bad family is.
Well, family's worse, but I'm just saying civil compared to criminal is it's different like levels of shenanigans, and then you add on to it family, and it's even it's 9 times beyond. Yeah, you don't want to. That's like the 12th circle of hell, and there's only 9 circles of hell. So it's
Wow.
like worse than that.
Look, commercial
So-
litigation, I am motivated by money. That's very simple. It's all about money.
It has nothing to do with
That's it.
emotions.
Right.
That's
That's
where
right.
it gets crazy.
Exactly. You're right.
So yeah.
So,
So
Steve, you got something? You got a bottle in your desk drawer at the office?
He's probably got a whole
a
whole
whole
cabinet
bar,
full of alcohol in the
Bottle
back
of-
someplace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said bottle of scotch. Let's go. Let's
Exactly.
go. Privacy.
Hook
bottle
that
of
up.
booze. Let's
Oh,
do
you mean
this.
the pre-law brief, the briefs in
Yes.
that cabinet right there.
Yeah.
Have a little briefing.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
old
could use a
enough to
drink after this.
Okay.
This
So you regroup back to Steve's office.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm worried about this guy who was gonna meet
Your
us.
office sits in the upper 2 floors above on the edge of the garment district.
no,
above
it's
a,
small. It's small. Think like impoverished Daredevil kind of.
Better call Saul.
well, small
Better Call
little
Saul
rooms
nail
on top
salon.
of on top of a garment factory kind of
Okay.
place.
Ooh,
So you like walk through the garment, the pressing area to go up the stairs to get to, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the back way out in.
The front ways you come in through the bodega. Is that how it works?
That's right.
Just charming.
Oh, which is on the other side of the street than the garment place, right?
Okay, you guys get up into the office. What do you want to do?
Do we talk to these cops or
Well,
what do you
that-
guys think?
You've got a
Do we
business
blow our
card and your
cover?
contact information. You could call her if you wanted to.
I don't know, man. We should definitely do some voice changey something, bounce
There
the
was also-
internet signals off the. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't trust these guys.
There was also
VPN.
from the press conference with Buster Brown, and he asked for direct contact from those friends of ours who are looking out for the citizens of Emerald City.
Well, if anyone's gonna,
you know who you are. We'd like to open up a line of communication with you.
if anyone's gonna reach out, I guess Steve, you'd make the most sense, right?
Yeah.
Are you our charismatic leader?
Do you have like a legal check dice roll or anything?
Yeah, I do. And my legal check dice roll is don't say anything to cops.
Yes, exactly.
So like, do we want to contact them? I think I could go under the guise of just being an attorney. So.
I will go with your professional opinion on that one. I think not talking to cops is exactly the way I was raised. So yeah, I'm good with that.
I was raised to talk to cops, but I don't know. I mean, whatever you guys.
Father was a good man.
He still is. I should tell them that I'm okay. I'm gonna send message. I need to call my parents. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I'm gonna just step out for a moment and make sure everyone knows I'm okay.
Okay. You reach into your pocket to pull your phone out, and in addition to the phone in your pocket, there's also something about the size of a large die rolled up inside of a piece of paper with some string wrapped around that. You did not put it there.
What? It's like a little present. I'll open it up.
Okay, you open it up. Inside, there is a mushroomed piece of shrapnel with melted edges around it, looking as though it had penetrated through something else and changed its form when it did.
Your guy dropped in and put it in your pocket. Either teleported in or it was a speedster or something. They zoinked you, man. They zoinked you totally.
Inside the bowl portion of it, so if it's like a hollowed out bullet, right? And inside the bowl portion of this shrapnel, there is an amount of the silver powder still crusted and intact to the sides of it.
Oh man, okay. I'll like burst back through the doorway and be like, guys, look! I put it in my pocket and put it on the table.
Okay.
But I still have to call my parents. So you look at that and I'll be right back. And I'm gonna go out and ring my mom and on the family line and just chat for a little bit and make sure everything is good and okay, that they're okay, let them know I'm okay, do that whole thing.
Okay.
So what should I roll investigating this? Is like technology or is it
investigation? Let's see. Access to a laboratory, uninterrupted time, and a DC 20 expertise check with an appropriate specialty.
Wow.
Investigation or technology skill check. Yep. So you have to be an expert in either investigation or technology.
And I have a 17 in technology. What's the expert level?
I'm not sure.
Expertise is a separate skill.
Oh.
So I think that they're just saying to use the technology check or a relevant expertise.
When an appropriate specialty. Okay. So you can use expertise, investigation, or technology. Excuse me.
Okay. We need to go somewhere else for me to investigate this through my laboratory. We should wait for you to finish this call.
Okay. All right. All right, your call, your parents seem largely unaffected. Your home was far enough away from the blast that no one really, the house wasn't directly affected. They said the silver stuff even got all over around the neighborhood, but they weren't really affected by it. And they mentioned a couple of your neighbors by name that weren't so lucky, and that they're gonna go to church tonight and pray for all the people. But that was basically the extent. They're very glad to hear that you're okay. And they seem a little dazed, just like by the whole immenseness of the situation. Seems to be, a little overwhelming to the point where they're kind of just acting too normal,
Right.
like it hasn't hit them yet, right?
Okay. All good. I'll send them off with love, and then I will send, as I'm walking back into the room, I will send a message to the my contact, thanking him for the delivery with some hearts and things,
Sure.
and then make myself present.
He never responded to your "hey, you never showed up,"
Yeah.
and he never responded also to your "I know what you did, thank you." Like he just
Yeah.
never responded to any of that.
That's okay. All right, what are we doing?
I'm gonna go find out what this is with a spectrometer or something.
Yeah, we got to go to Steven's lab.
Go to his lab so you can kind of do some sciencey shit.
Yep.
Science.
All right, moving to the lab. Not important exactly how far away it is. You can Uber, take a cab.
I can't actually. The lab is not here. Maybe a better term is the lab is not now.
Oh.
And I open a portal in the room.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
There's a
That's fancy.
facility that I walk out into, it's a kind of like a big house.
All right, following.
Cool.
Yeah,
following.
Be prepared. It can cause nausea. So walking through the portal.
I just look back at Jose. Keep walking.
I'm looking at you.
Hey, you're the one that puked last time?
Almost. If not, if you don't want to come, then I can come back after I've researched.
I'll be fine. I'm used to
No, curiosity's getting the better of me. I gotta go see what this is.
Yeah.
Man, I don't like being in the passenger side of the car. This is just not cool.
Poor Jose.
Poor Jose.
Guys, move too fast. All right, I'll go through gulping and holding it back the whole way.
All right.
Mew's your hero. You
Yes.
see your family symbol on a sword that's hanging on the wall of this living room with a fireplace.
What's that doing here? What is that? Oh my god.
It's
You've looted your family possessions. That's interesting.
Samurai sword.
I was told that we didn't have an. What is that, Steve?
That was a gift from your great grandfather.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's so cool. I didn't know we were connected like that.
That's why I always got coffee where you're at.
Is there a mirror in this room?
Sure.
I'm going to position myself so that I can see Mr. Stevens in the mirror.
And you grab the crucifix around your neck. Very Catholic.
I just want to make sure. That's all.
Chupacabra.
I'd heard stories about the sword, but my father had always told me that it
was
just
lost.
Wasn't there anymore, and I just kind of took that as it was. But Grandpa never said he gave it to anyone. I wonder why.
I believe he said great grandfather, didn't he?
There's a story I'll have to tell
was it?
sometime.
Oh well.
The laboratory's this way.
No
That
wonder.
was the disturbing part.
I missed that. Okay, yeah, I'll want to hear.
Because
that story
Mr.
at some
Stevens, he
point.
don't look that old. I'm just saying.
The laboratory's this way.
You will need several uninterrupted hours and the full measure of your laboratory. Are you using
So,
technology, investigation, or expertise?
Okay, so I am going to use a power. It's a temporal pocket. It is quickness, so I can do things faster outside of combat.
Okay.
So several hours will just be a minute or less, probably. I'm using technology.
All it's doing is making it happen quicker, nothing else.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So what is your bonus for technology or investigation?
My bonus is 17.
Okay. It becomes apparent to you that the dust is made up of tiny machines, imperceivable to the naked eye. The machines, none of the machines collected in this sample are functional. They all seem to be damaged.
Okay. I communicate that with the team. Looks like they're microbots or something, some kind of micro machines. The dust is.
That's spooky. We were breathing robots.
That's what it appears.
The Silver Storm was Thanos? Is that what you're saying?
It was synthetic.
Okay.
So someone had to like make them.
Didn't somebody get some of this inside them?
What was that?
Didn't somebody get some of the silver stuff inside them?
It got in
A
all
lot
of us. It soaked into our skin.
Yeah.
No, it rolled off me.
Well, I guess I've got robots inside me now, and that's creepy.
My only thought is that they somehow activate powers.
Right. Yeah. Somebody did this on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why?
So to activate
evil.
powers is my only guess. But
Right. But why? But that's that.
Do we,
While I agree with you, Steve, that that's the reason, that doesn't seem like an end goal. That seems like a middle step.
Well,
right? I mean, there's a reason that they did that beyond just doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, Mr. Stevens.
I've had powers all my life. It seems like maybe some of you haven't.
I don't want to talk about what happened to me, Mr. Stevens, but it seems to me if you had a way to maybe do that and you weren't sure how it was going to work and you didn't know who would get it and who wouldn't, you might want to set that off amongst the middle of shoppers and see what the cat drags in.
As a study, like a double blind type study, just a random sampling.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I don't know what you mean.
You know, I keep big words. I don't know.
Just I don't understand how nanobots could turn me into a bear. Like I don't understand the mechanism of action for this.
Maybe they're triggering something, or they're reorganizing your genetic material somehow.
It's changing your blood. Yeah.
You're changing your blood. Yeah.
Your bear blood. That's all it is.
Jordan?
Do you have a media screen on in your laboratory? Or is it free of those kind of things?
It is. There probably is a media screen, but we're in a different time right now. So, so they're not going to see. We're not going to see anything on the news.
We're in a different.
Is this before
time?
This is long before. Yeah, we. So let's say somebody asks, "Can we turn the TV on and see what's on?" I'm like, "There's nothing on. There is a screen. There's a computer system." But
how long before are we talking?
We're at the beginning of the Eocene period, 50 million years. This is the safest time.
There are dinosaurs outside. You're telling me it's the safest time?
Yeah, just don't go outside, Jose. Stay inside.
Yeah, that's why I said stay inside.
Yeah.
I want to see a dinosaur.
All right. Well, maybe it's just one of them big bears or something.
How do you resist
I'm a little rattled
going
by this.
outside to see a dinosaur?
I mean, you can if you want. I mean, I don't.
I'm curious, but also terrified. I'm
That's not really the point.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We can always come back to the dinosaur thing. We can field trip later, but that's
Right.
not really the
That's
point.
not why we're here, guys. We're here to figure out the
right.
nanobots.
okay.
Sorry, I
Right.
just got totally rattled by the trip 50 million back in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, wait, there's no internet
it's,
here?
it's
Like,
just
what
kind
is
of a
this
throw
thing?
in.
Yeah, so there's no internet here. You're not connected to any.
Yeah, but do you know how many likes a video of dinosaurs would get?
Yeah, you'd have to. You couldn't take it live though.
That's all right. I mean, most people assume CGI these days, anyways. But there'd be choice. They'd be like, they get so many comments. Might even get industry people coming and looking at it. It's like a whole new demographic.
Well, I think the goal here is to not attract attention.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
How about this, Mew? I'll hold your phone while the dinosaur eats you. And then I'll make sure that video gets, once we get back, I'll make sure that gets posted appropriately and you get all the credit.
That's tempting.
So I look at Steve and I go, is there at least a coffee machine in this place?
Yeah, right over there.
I'm heading for the coffee
So
machine.
bad
You guys
for
have your
coffee.
keep on with your nonsense with the dinosaurs. I'm gonna get me a cup of coffee.
You're
Looks
just
like
thinking
the,
about work even while we're
Jesus.
not there.
You got
The molecular
electricity?
makeup of the fragments of metal, the shrapnel. Your best guess is it is a complicated, it is a complex alloy, and it is likely that the tanks in the back of the trucks that blew up, you believe this is a portion of the casing of the tank with some silver dust on it.
Let me guess, they have a UPC code on the nanobots that says Aegis, Industries or something.
No, nothing like
Yeah.
that. Nothing like
Itty
that.
bitty, itty bitty, itty bitty.
It's gotta be
Little
very
Aegis
cool if we could
serial
like zoom in.
numbers.
Yeah. Well, while Steve's working and Jordan's getting coffee, I'll have one too, by the way. I'm going to start decorating.
Decorating.
Yeah, I mean, labs, they're kind of drab. Guys, like, put some color in the room just a little
No,
bit.
we do
something to
everything
look
in
at
black.
while you're researching, Doesn't have to be distracting, but just a little bit. And some ribbon
So you're
over here,
changing like
something.
wall colors and
No, just like putting some things, maybe
My
maybe a little
the
bit of
castle
paper
the
on
castle now
wall.
looks like it's Rainbow Bright's castle.
right.
Nothing too crazy, just something nice to look at.
A little Hello Kitty, a little pink here, a little,
Some
purple there.
ribbons, some chiffon over here. It's like
We do everything in black, all
Yeah.
black, all the time.
Fair
Yeah,
even
enough.
this
if,
color.
even if there aren't windows, it's nice to have at least one drapery. It just looks good. I'm helping you out, Steve. It's just you keep doing your work. I'll do this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So that's what you discern from your studying of the fragment.
Could I try and build something that would reverse it?
Reverse what?
Whatever, like, could I figure out what the nanobots did and then build something that undoes that?
Right now, you are aware that they represent beyond this world's technology, and it's definitely, if you had to guess, you would guess that it's advanced extraterrestrial in origin, because it's way
That's
above.
fucked up. Some asshole aliens came and did this to us. Man.
It's like aliens are one thing, robots are another thing, but aliens.
So are you
robots?
staying in the laboratory?
Aliens using
dimension,
robots
or
to
you-
fuck with us.
No, I think that
Assholes.
once we figure this out, I say we go back and see what's going on. So we go back to the law offices.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
If that means getting out of the past, I am all for that. I'm first through.
Yeah, I don't think there were any law offices 50 million years ago or whatever. See, I'm assuming we're heading back to the.
Yeah, you watch him
Current.
give us a you watch him give us a bill for 50 million years now. That'll be
Yeah.
It's billable time. It's billable.
It is billable. It's billable hours. It is billable hours, right?
When you get back to the law offices, you fire up some screens, get caught up with the news cycle. It's also at this time that Miyu finally gets a response in the form of a text message from your contact. And it says, follow the money.
Will do.
And then shortly after that,
pockets for the coins.
Shortly after that, it says, like what would normally show who was talking to you says account deleted.
Oh, such a secret person.
That's our number 6.
Oh, there they are. Okay.
It's your smoking man.
Yeah.
My smoking man. Yeah. Got a secret admirer. It was very secret. Okay. So secret boy. Maybe it's a girl. Secret person says to follow the money. So that makes sense to me. Whoever has the money to buy alien robots.
The news cycle has the public relations individual from Redshift Energies you see on TV, and they're basically saying that the company had absolutely nothing to do with the event, that it was one of a number of corporate vehicles that were stolen in the past 30 days. We assumed that they were being chopped or sent overseas or the like. We had no idea that that one of our vehicles would be deployed in such a manner, and we are cooperating and complying with every level of the investigation at this time.
So they were stolen.
Well, they claim they were stolen. That doesn't mean they were stolen.
Mm-hmm.
These are corporate assholes. They're probably lying about something, if not about this. Because, why not, right?
Does it appear that they're lying? So my insight, right? So I rolled a natural 1.
Okay. This is a PR person, and they're doing what they do. There's no tells, there's no indicators. They're smooth.
They're smooth.
They're smooth. The only way to confirm what they're saying would be maybe to check with police sources and see if there was a report on stolen vehicles and when that report was made. See if you can correspond, that kind of a timetable. But this person spends their life in front of a camera talking for a company. So.
Okay.
I'm just saying, don't trust the corporation, man.
I'm gonna jump back to the castle, grab the sword, and then jump back.
Okay.
Just
for the first time since the storm, it is actually quiet outside. And like I said, a lot of people aren't in their normal activity cycles after an event like this. Yeah. So things are really quiet and people aren't really active or around or doing much. It's unusually still for an Emerald City night on a Friday night. It's unusually quiet and still. There's not a lot of traffic in the street as the sun's going down, and it's it's unusual. You usually can't step outside and not see a car for 4 or 5 blocks, see nobody walking on the streets. It's a very solemn kind of an energy that's happening in Emerald City.
You just know they aren't going to cancel classes, so let me check my schedule.
Business as usual at the university.
Right.
So what's I don't know, Steve, what do you think? What's the next place that you would look to find information? Because you figured out what it was, but now you need to figure out where it's from besides space.
Yeah. We might need to reach out to the police, find out what they know.
I was thinking back when right after that fight, before the cops showed up, there were some rich jerks in a limo. Did we ever figure out who those guys were?
Yeah, we need to. Yeah.
Because they might be able to help us as well. And I look at Steve.
Yeah.
Steve,
Never
you
mind,
know who
help
those guys
us.
were? Do you know who that guy was in that limo?
What if they were the ones responsible? Why would a rich guy be willingly going in the middle of that mess?
Who the hell knows? Why would aliens send nanotech to infect humans?
Yeah, that's a good.
A
All
ri-
good points.
If a rich guy was experimenting, that'd be something he'd do.
Maybe
I
he's
mean,
in league
that-
with the aliens. We can catch up with him and beat his ass too.
There's
Maybe-
probably only a dozen potential people.
Maybe the
in
rich guy
the
is
city.
an alien, man.
Maybe.
All the rich guys are aliens.
That's my point. Or maybe he got the alien technology and that's what made him rich.
Right. Either way, we should go beat his ass, right?
I'm with it. Is there any? Did that limo have any tags on it, like license plates?
It didn't.
Mio, did you get that? No.
But Steve, you said there's only a handful of assholes this could be.
Yeah, there's probably 10 or 12. So maybe we just systematically kidnap them, torture them, and find out the truth.
Love it. Love
I
it. Who
thought
do you want
we
to
were the
start
good
with?
guys?
Or
Oh,
maybe
We go
just-
straight to class struggle in session 2. Right on.
I don't have anything against rich people. I don't know. I mean, Jordan,
do.
the rich people are the ones who pay you when you do your work.
They pay us
Maybe we
peanuts.
go to the police and we find out what they know and
I
ask
sell
about that.
I sell tacos. Rich people don't. I have a very, low.
Right? I
low
mean, I'm
bar.
not saying I like, know any of them. Steve is probably the only one who would ever interact with any of the people who drive limos. I mean, I've gotten to ride in a limo in like when my dad was, doing a business meeting with someone who paid for one and invited the family to come. It was real nice, but like that wasn't actually a personal thing. And that was, that wasn't even here. That was when I was like 10. That was back in Japan. So
My father might have known these people, but I've been out of that scene for a while. Like he might have known them individually. We can probably figure out who they are, but again, I think that we go and talk to this detective, and maybe we try and find out who that rich person was that was there. That would help narrow it down, I think.
I don't know, man. I don't like talking to the cops.
I think it's a necessary evil. Mayu, do you have a way of disguising your voice or like a voice disguise app on your phone?
Sure. Easy enough.
VPN, all that kind of stuff. Whatever security needs to happen. Steve, you're the lawyer. Make this happen.
Changing your voice is easy enough with an app. Actually, hiding yourself in an untraceable way is a little bit more difficult, but still achievable. Still certainly achievable. There are ways to spoof your connections to towers and various things. So I don't know if any of you have the skill sets to do those kind of things, but at least changing your voice and staying off the line for an extended period of time would be the classic way for them to not be able to trace the call. Right.
We do the 30 seconds at a time kind of thing.
Or we go 4,000 miles away, make the phone call, and we come back.
Oh, that's awesome.
I mean, and we just make
Or you call from an actual payphone in like New Delhi.
exactly.
Right. That's it. You just teleport to New Delhi and make the call and then teleport back, right?
Let's do it.
You could do that.
I wish I had teleportation powers.
I mean,
I missed the boat there.
I was
Mine are very limited.
maybe
Not nearly
maybe
as cool as Steve's.
I mean, my thought was just go to the police station. I don't know
And
if
just
we need
talk to them.
all of this.
I like.
I'm happy
no,
to
let's
go-
keep it secret.
With Steve, we could keep we could have just a face person or two, and then have everyone else be like in the background, and no one gets to know who they are. And then
Yeah, I could have clients.
He could be our lawyer.
I could
and
be
we
the
can't
lawyer.
and keep our idea secret. It's competent. It's
Yeah.
privileged. That's what it is.
Privileged. It's privileged. Except if I'm a part of it, and then it's something else.
The cop already
Conspiracy.
saw who you are. That cop handed you a business card. I don't want to deal with they may that woman may have already known who you were.
You can
Right.
choose to contact Master Patrolman Lee Buster Brown, and he wants to hear from who? He doesn't want to hear from you. He wants to hear from superheroes. He said, we saw what you did. We want to be your friends. We need to talk to you openly. So the Master Patrolman Lee Buster Brown, that contact is for.
Okay, so here's the story.
Right, like we're the superheroes, we're the group. That's him. If you're talking to Detective Maggie Buckner, you don't know if she knows who Steve is, or if she just saw you doing your thing and said, "Hey, buddy, we need to talk." You're not sure. You're not sure if she recognized you or not.
The story is that I'm an attorney and I've been retained by this person to establish contact. And Mew, do you want to be my assistant?
I'm not a lawyer.
You don't have to be a lawyer to be an assistant.
Then I'll be an assistant.
Okay.
I can do paperwork.
You just have to pretend to do paperwork.
Right. Just type on your phone, and if they say, "What are you doing?" I'm doing stuff for him on my phone. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
right.
I can do that. I can do that real well.
Anybody else want to come as some kind of a disguised situation?
No, I don't.
Well, I'll get the report. You guys can write up a report.
Do you want to be within proximity of when shit goes down? You can be there, or
yeah, we can wait around the corner.
Yeah, we'll do some clandestine like hiding out, so we can always like jump into action if need be. But yeah, I don't want to be part of the meeting.
I mean, if you want, you could get arrested for pickpocketing and be on the inside. Like literally.
I'm not built for jail, man. Real or imagined. I'm not built for jail.
Yeah.
Not even role play. I'm not built for that, man.
Okay. So I think that's the plan then.
Oh, I get to dress like a secretary. You know, like a blouse and a pencil skirt.
Jose?
I didn't say anything.
Do you have are you legally here? I mean, do you need assistance with immigration?
This is a sanctuary city. Give me a break. Okay.
I'm just wondering if I could fill out some paperwork for you. That's all.
The problem is I have some people back in Mako who are
no problem then.
I don't really want them to find out where I went.
Well,
fair enough.
We'll keep it secret.
All right, so you go you're going to the downtown precinct to try to find Maggie Buckner. Is that who you're looking for?
Maggie Buckner?
Yeah.
Yep, Maggie Buckner.
The one who left her card for you?
Yep.
Okay. You're stopped at the front desk. You ask for Detective Buckner, and they tell you that you can go over and sit at that desk right there and pick up that phone, and the switchboard will connect you to her desk.
Okay, I go do that.
All right. So you do. You pick up the phone. They ask who you want to speak to. Connect to Detective Buckner. She picks up Major Crimes Division. Buckner.
Hey, this is Steve Stevenson, attorney at law. I was asked to contact you on behalf of one of my clients.
Okay. Is your client involved in an ongoing investigation?
Not to my knowledge.
Is your client wanted?
Not again. No.
Okay, so then what's the nature of the call? What'd you say your name was? Steve
Stevenson.
And where can I reach you? What number can I reach you at if we get disconnected? She writes.
You can just reach me on this call.
She writes down.
But I'm calling from her phone, but that's okay. I just thought it was funny because I'm using the house phone, right? Call me back on this number if we get disconnected.
I'm at the front desk.
Yeah, I'm at the front desk.
Calling from the lobby.
My client was you gave my client your business card earlier today.
Okay, we're in the midst of a pretty serious emergency situation. I probably handed out a dozen cards just today. Can you narrow it down for me?
I think he was eyewitness account of what what the aftermath of the blast.
Okay, counselor, I'm really busy.
Okay, well, he told me that you asked to be in touch with him, and I have done my due diligence as his attorney to attempt to establish that contact. And if you're not interested in that, then that's fine. You can contact me at my legal offices, and I hang up the phone.
Okay. All right.
I believe that is fuck me. No. Fuck you.
Exactly.
Okay. While you're here in the lobby, you can see in the waiting area there are a half a dozen or so costumed individuals.
Are they incarcerated?
No, they look like they're waiting to be seen.
Are there anybody? Is there any? I'm looking for any that do appear to be incarcerated.
None in this area.
Anybody in handcuffs? Anybody who's waiting that I can try to say, I'll be your attorney.
Not in this area right here.
Business.
Yeah,
that's pretty normal, actually.
Well, I thought it would be fun to use it as a way to get in front of the detective. Like, oh, you just a few minutes ago we talked on the phone. You sent me away. I'm also representing this person.
Yeah. There are no in custody. There's no perps in this area. These people all seem like they're waiting patiently, and they're all holding numbers. They've got the Beetlejuice kind of number tags in their hands.
Where are the perps kept at?
Like at a deli.
They're on the other side of the counter in a cage.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not even brought in through this area. This is just like the public area. They don't bring the bad guys in through this right here. But you can see a half a dozen of these, and out of a group of questionable looking individuals in this waiting area, there's actually one guy who's got a kamikaze bandana over his eyes. He's wearing tactical gear, and he has crossed swords sticking up from either side. You don't know if they're real costume or otherwise, but he catches your eyes because his stuff looks like it actually fits him, as opposed to everyone else. A few of these guys look like they, cut the sleeves off of tight-fitting shirts and tied a, piece of fabric around their neck. Yeah, like this was, now that I have powers, I need a costume. So a bunch of them just kind of threw together their costumes so that they could race right down to police headquarters and tell everybody, and be like the heroes that they were asking for them to be. But only one of those guys catches your eyes, and like I said, it's because he has his eyes kind of covered by the wrapping.
I kind of walk up to him. Okay. As I get close, I put my hand on his shoulder and I lean in and said, "I like your style." And then I continue on.
All right. He kind of reacts as you getting closer and isn't all that terrible. You can tell he's not terribly comfortable with the contact, but he just kind of nods and he goes, "Right on."
Yeah. You don't seem to fit in with the rest, though.
Right on.
This guy say anything other than right on? Maybe that's his. Maybe that's his name. Right on. That's all he says. You can't say anything other than that.
So, what brings you down here?
I'm gonna be a hero. I am a hero.
You are a hero. Well, here's my card. I give him my. Should you need an attorney?
Make an insight check.
Always be hustling.
Make an insight check.
Always be hustling.
Insight is,
please.
Let's see, 18 plus 7, 25.
So you can see that he slightly turns the angle of his head. He's sighting with his ears. This guy's blind, but even though you hold out his card, he snatches that out of your hand. Like you're like, okay, he has an enhanced sense thing going on. Is what you feel.
You know how hard it is for me not to be recording right now.
I think it's great that the police just allow you to bring weapons into the facility.
I think it's funny that you handed a blind guy a card. Assuming there's not Braille on it, right? I mean, here's my card. how's my shirt look?
Flip it over
What?
for Braille.
Yeah. I mean,
Got bumps on the back.
oh fuck. That's what I kept waiting. He's like, inside check. He's like, dude, he can't read your card. It's blind. I can't wait for you to say that when he passed the inside check. Oh.
Mr.
Oh.
Stevenson, I believe it's time for us to return.
I said it's time to go. Oh my lord.
And you're in connection with us telepathically, right? As we're all close by.
Of course, yeah. Like, why you handing it? That's why I'm in your head going, Steven, why you handing a blind guy a card? What are you doing? What are you doing, man? You're killing.
I no dice.
Oh.
As you're exiting the lobby, and as the two of you exit out, you can hear the clerk, the private cop, corporal, whatever they are, the clerk calling the next number, and you see one of the less diligently dressed individuals snap up. Oh, that's me. That's me. And they go inside as you are exiting out of the building.
That's
You get him there,
Cortac.
Poindexter, you freak. That guy. Jeez.
Well, I that seems like it was a failure, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it felt like a failure.
So, do we want to try to talk to?
No, I think that the next step is to start abducting.
I mean, if you really want to do this Secret Six thing, we could get Captain Right On. He could be number 6.
So we're recruiting.
No, I was kidding. I was being sarcastic.
Maybe the
Jesus.
six could be whoever we fill in. Like number 6 is always the fill-in guy.
We don't have to have a 6.
Number 6 is
We
the
don't.
red shirt.
No.
They're the
We
one
don't
who
have to have
always
6.
dies.
I like even numbers, but I'll pass.
So you're all kind of close to each other, right? Those who didn't go inside. So you're standing, near or around the corner. It's not exactly a Times Square location, but they do every so often have the big screens, the big advertisement screens that in times of emergencies will roll information. They'll roll, emergency numbers and stuff. And as you're standing there looking up or looking towards the screens, the one that's closest to you will suddenly flash with the look of a very familiar looking media personality, a gentleman that you know by the name of Eddie Pollard, Courier Express. He's an ace who has recently moved. He's shifted from printed word into doing like blogs and video blogs and things. And he appears up on the screen and he's like, that's right, Eddie Pollard, Courier Express, here to crack the case. And then the next thing you see the red, what the hell are they called? Redshift Energies logo on there, and you hear his voice behind it saying, "Who's responsible? Who's to blame? Who's gonna pay for this goddamn mess?" And then the symbol goes away, and it says, "Follow the money." And then flashes off the screen and goes back into the normal news cycle. And you're just like,
That's the same thing that my guy said.
Right.
I wonder if it's your guy sending us a message.
I wonder if your guy's that crazy guy that was screaming on TV.
I don't know how we find. I don't know how we get access to that money.
Steve, you have dealt with Eddie Pollard in the past. He's called your offices for a statement about things in the past. You've never met the man, but you've talked to him on the phone. And Jose, you also have met Eddie Pollard in person because he did a big story not too long ago about the gentrification of the downtown area. And of course, he wanted to talk to the coffee shop owner. He wanted to talk to you. He wanted to talk to the bookshop owner and the clothiers. And, all the people in this kind of stretch right here is considered largely like an artsy part of town. Right. It's very kind of eclectic. So you've had some contact with him as well. And, he's a TV guy, right? He's a fucking TV guy, right? So.
Well, maybe if we talk to the what was his name? To Brown, to the police.
The other cop.
To the cop?
To the other cop?
Lucky.
Yeah.
Lee Buster Brown.
Maybe he knows where the money goes. Maybe they've got some.
Yeah, there would be no reason for him to talk to us though, unless we revealed some part of who we are.
Well, if he wanted to talk to superheroes, so we would be superheroes.
Well, I mean, I think we could probably try the same tack that we tried before, Stephen. Just tell him, I'm Stephen Stevenson, attorney at law, representing superheroes that you wanted to talk to, and just kind of give it to him like that and see where we go from there. Right?
Exactly.
Do the same thing. Have Mio, you can be the assistant, and me and Phyllis and Jose will hide out, and if shit goes sideways, we'll come in and kick everybody's teeth in.
Okay.
We can try that.
Yeah.
Well, we're already here.
Yeah.
And
The cops did say that he wanted to establish a direct line of contact. Yeah. Whether you think that it counts as a direct line of contact or not, it may not.
That's as direct as we're going to get until we get more information from him.
I'm willing to just dress up and go talk to him face.
Just just go in our.
I don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if he wants, if we can always go in superhero style,
You can also call him on the phone.
Yeah, we could call him on the phone.
And not go through the bureaucracy of the face-to-face. You could call him and...
Well, here's the thing is if we do face-to-face, he's going to believe us because we can come, we can fly in or teleport in or whatever. Calling him on the phone, we could be, the idiots in the precinct in the bed sheets for all he knows. Right? If we show up and roll in actual superhero style, flashing some powers, then it's going to be a shorter conversation as far as believability is concerned. Just throwing that out.
We roll in disguise when we do it.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Do I go in disguise? Do I go in as the attorney of the group?
No, go in as mastermind. Go in disguise because that way, for example, you open a teleport, we all walk through, bam. Right? We're all standing there. I can do a shield or whatever, Miyu, you can do your thing, blast him with something. You know what I mean? Jose just walking with a bus over your shoulder.
Miyu could do
it's kind of simple.
Miyu could create costumes for everybody.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's the point. Yeah, we walk in a costume, but we can also walk in powered up, right? So it's not even we're not just a bunch of guys in bed sheets. We can throw down.
But in a moment's notice, Mio could make it look like we're in bed sheets.
Sure.
Right.
Just saying.
If need be.
Yeah.
If you wanted that.
The stained togas.
I don't kink shame. Whatever you like.
Let's do that then.
All right. That works for me.
Yeah.
We'll take a little bit of time then I'll make some paper and
prepare some preliminary
sketch some stuff.
Designs.
What do you want to look like?
Some preliminary designs for some super suits. Yeah. Is there a common theme or a common color amongst your super suits? Are you coordinating or are you going completely different?
Black,
of course. You dress me up like a black circus bear with a little hat and
a little hat.
Yeah.
Down for little hats.
It's so cute.
I love little hats.
No,
I just want a custom hoodie and shirt and pants, but just black on black on black. Think like year one Robin kind of thing. If you've seen that, that's kind of what I'm going for.
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah.
If we're going though with circus bear, I'm okay with the showman.
Go top hat with the thing on. Yeah.
Let's just go circus. We're all circus guys.
Circus people. Oh, that's great.
Black circus. Yeah.
There you go.
The dark circus.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it. The dark circus.
And Jose just goes in his normal,
Let's have Jose put him in like a suit with the mask on or something.
like a strongman thing, right?
Exactly. Get the straight friggin' luchador joint going on.
Oh, I'll go and wrestle him, but if you don't want me to go like to church or something, do you?
I just think I like the luchador look where he's got like a full suit on with just a luchador mask. I'm like, I think that looks tight. That's just
that's me going to work. All right, I'm fine with that.
They can make you a nice suit.
Exactly.
So you don't have
throwing
to see
down.
your face.
You know.
Yeah, no,
It keeps the food in the place that needs to be. Yeah.
5,000 denier. It'll be like you spent a lot of money on it. But
Exactly.
And you're planning to teleport into the police into the headquarters?
Well, I think we set up a meet with this guy, and he gets there, and then we just bamf in after he's already there, wherever that is. It doesn't have to be police headquarters. But that was my idea. It wasn't just meet him with the middle of a bunch of cops. It was let's meet you. Let's pick a time and place. Right? He shows up, and then we teleport in.
Yeah.
Does that work for you guys?
Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
All right.
We'll give
And
him
just a time check, guys. We're almost at time. I don't know, Mike, kind of what the time looks like. So.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
All right. So we could cut to the scene with your meeting with Buster Brown to close session. He is. Let's see.
I'm sure
the decades have left him with little more waistline and a whole lot less hair than he started. The Zen-like composure, experience, and often hard-won wisdom and knowledge make him one of the city's top cops. Since he is unawed by superheroics and pragmatic enough to welcome Cape help, he's been put in charge of the division. He is very matter of fact. So he's meeting with you first, and then you're teleporting the rest of the group in.
Yeah, so Steve will just
that works, yeah.
arrive and wham,
and then we all show up. Yeah, and then we all walk through. Yeah.
Are you telling him that you're doing that, or you're just doing it?
Just doing it.
I think I'm just gonna do it. I guess it depends on how the conversation starts.
Did you make a meeting? Did you let him know he was meeting the whole group, or just you? Is he meeting a group of people, or is he just meeting you? What does he think he's doing?
We'd like to meet him, so
yeah,
it's a
group of people. Yeah,
as a group. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, the first thing he says is, "I thought you had companions, and you open the door and let them in."
I do. Here they are.
Funny you should mention that.
Yeah. Welcome to the Dark Circus.
Yeah. Everything is like blacks with like shimmering color that like on a what you'd see on like a duck or something, right, where you've got that shimmer foil like colors that act as side colors, so it's not just black, but it's like as things move you catch
the color, you get that color change, that iridescent.
Yep.
Yeah,
iridescence, and
like oil on water.
Everyone's got their own iridescent color.
Yep.
Whatever your favorite kind of secondary color is.
All right, so your meeting with him goes. Initially, he just wants to kind of know who you are. He wants to let you know that the police want to work directly with supers in order to reinforce a positive image, and to reinforce our friendship, our allegiance, and your authority, so people will take you seriously while you're out there. So he gives you basically a press release pack that tells you, basically to fill out for the name of your group, the individual members, how you want to be referred to, how you want to be contacted. He said they need a lot of help right now. Things are absolutely crazy, and for every one of you, there's 8 of them cropping up. So we're gonna go from crazy to crazy busy in a hurry, and I'd really like to add you to my roster of arsenal in my bag of tricks.
The best way to get in touch with us is through our attorney.
Oh, he goes, I don't have time. I don't have time for that. I'll
Well,
give you a proprietary pager.
That's fine.
I don't want to deal with any litigators. No way. If you want to be part of my program, I'm dealing
No,
directly.
if you have a means of secure communication, that's fine.
Well, he pulls out what looks like a scaled down small version of like the restaurant pagers, where it's a two-sided pager. You need me, my side, and vice versa. Okay. Clearly you can get to me a lot quicker than I can get to you, but they have integrated GPS tracking in them if we need that. It's not on all the time, but if we need it, we can work with that.
It's like our own little red phone.
Do you have any questions about anything so far?
Like, who are these people and why? Just the big questions like that.
He has no idea about that. The report of the stolen vehicles was legitimate. He says that there is no direct connection to Redshift Energies and the actual explosion. We're still trying to figure out.
Were you able to collect the remnants, the residue, and determine that it was nanobots?
I know that there's a team that is collecting all that information, and they have an ongoing investigation. I hadn't heard anything about robots, about tiny robots. But again, I'm dealing with more of this and less of that.
Is there anybody that we should communicate that information to?
If you have information that I can pass along, I can definitely put it in the right hands.
Yeah.
Give him like a little report from your lab work report.
Yeah, get like a work report.
He says, I can tell you that we've already cleared Redshift Energies, as I said, and there doesn't seem to be any connection with their parent company, Paladine, either.
Have we determined if it was the people transporting the material versus somebody who attacked the transporting of the material, or is it one and the same group?
Unknown. Witnesses said they saw just the driver in the truck, and that the driver was waiting at a red light just before the truck exploded.
Okay, so it could have been a potential terrorist attack itself on some kind of a secret shipment. Okay.
Hard to know. Hard to know.
When was this truck stolen? We heard somewhere that this was a stolen truck. When was this truck stolen?
There was a carrier that was boosted some time ago, 3-4 weeks ago, that had a number of Paladine and Redshift Industries vehicles on it. And I checked it out, and it was filed correctly, and we assumed, as part of the investigation, the ongoing investigation with the vehicles, we assumed that it was a gang that was stealing vehicles and stripping them down at the docks and shipping parts and shipping whole vehicles away, is what we presumed. We were quite surprised to see one of the stolen vehicles used in the terrorist attack.
All right. Well, I guess that's the information that we get for now. We'll just have to keep trying to investigate, and maybe as we get into some tussles with some of these new bad guys, we might find someone who, some more leads. Maybe someone will spit out some information, and some of the guys, seemed like they were way too prepared to begin doing evil stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, like that flying whatever his name was, Sneedy Boy with the darkness. He was already like, he had a get up. He was prepared. So...
He flipped through some pages and he says, he calls himself Lord Etheric.
There we go. That guy, like, he already had a belt buckle. I mean, he was set.
Lord Etheric, Death Magnetic, the Mongoose, Octoman, and Light Show.
Light Show got away.
So did Mongoose.
And Mongoose.
Octoman was the only one who was taken into custody.
Right. Okay. So we'll probably have to bump heads with them again.
Yeah.
Can I roll a? I wanted to see if this cop was full of it, because again, I don't trust the police. I'm gonna roll perception.
Insight check.
Insight. What do I have on insight? Okay, got it.
He says,
never mind. I have no insight. 1 and 2.
Okay.
He's full of shit.
He says the investigation is so new and there's information coming in from so many different sources that I don't really have a complete picture right now. But as soon as I do, I will make it available to you. I benefit nothing. The Emerald PD benefits in no way by keeping you out of the loop, and that is not my intention. If I know it, you'll know it.
Great. Well, we'll be.
We tried to reach out to Detective Maggie Buckner. She rejected our initial attempts to contact her.
Major Crimes is very busy right now.
So if she does need to contact us, just maybe let her know that we're on your team.
Understood. All right. And you return back to where? Back to the offices?
I guess.
Does anybody else have a place to go?
I have a dorm.
Yeah, same.
A crappy
different
apartment.
dorm, but same. Yeah.
Crappy apartment, but I don't have like a secret lair, in the Mesotheric, dinosaur era in my.
If you gave me like a couple hours to work on it, I could make us a building, but we'd need a place to put it.
I mean, we could just go back in time a couple hundred years and open a bank account, give them $2, and it'd be like $6 million, now or something, and we buy a place.
That doesn't work well.
Bet on the horses? No horse betting. Back to the Future style.
Sounds like
Steve, make a roll on your well-informed advantage.
18 plus. Is that investigation then? Yeah, it is. 18, so 30.
Okay. Redshift Energies is a wholly owned subsidiary of a company called Paladine Industries. And you also know that Paladine is a shell company owned by Mars Tech Incorporated.
People that make the candy bars?
No,
that's somebody else.
Technological candy bars.
This is the tech company that recently, is responsible for the boom of life here in Emerald City.
Mars Tech is one of the largest employers in Emerald City, as well as being one of the most successful technology companies in the world. Its owner is a local plutocrat known as Maximilian Mars. And he would definitely fit.
There is nothing the least bit villainous about a name like Maximilian Mars.
He would definitely fit the profile 100% of one of those 6 or so gentlemen that could be driving in a completely bomb and bulletproof stretch limousine in the middle of an emergency zone.
Well, and he doesn't make candy bars, so he's an asshole.
That connects that
villain.
Let's go there. Let's figure out how to get in touch with this.
That sounds like the next scene will definitely be investigating Mars.
Mars Tech Campus.
We're going to Mars.
Mars Tech Campus is in the southern shore, north of the Elysian Forest area, and he's got a beautiful, sprawling campus with many, many, many buildings. I think that's a perfect place for us to stop for the session. Cool. And we could pick up next time with us pursuing a trip to Mars Tech.
Love it.
Investigating Mars tag.
Love
Perfect.
it.
See you for episode 3.
All right.
Wave goodbye, everybody, and I'm going to end us out.
Good night, you guys.